How are we, guys?
I'm doing very well.
We're about to go live, so don't say this setting is totally switched up on me. Hold on.
Oh, because it just flies us right into live.
Yeah, we're live. Wait, it bypassed my my YouTube page.
Bypass the YouTube page, but we're live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tuesday night on ARMTV. We are here.
Yes!
Our bang in the arm wrestler. Glad to have you here, Mr. Ward. How are you?
I am fantastic. You know, I always appreciate when you guys press that accept button and let the Aussie arm wrestler come in and just fly off the radar and waffle on way too much. But just excited to get in there with you guys and just talk about what has been almost the busiest week in arm wrestling. If you're not excited as a fan, as a participant, or whatever, leave the sport and don't come back. Things have been happening, and it has been unbelievable.
This has been the busiest week?
Well, probably the most exciting. Maybe not busiest, but like busiest when it comes to talking and all of us getting around the water cooler and having a bit of a gossip about it.
I was live within, I think, 25 minutes of Devon's video coming out the other day.
Good. And so you should, because I like that. Like everyone sometimes sits there and goes, oh, you know, the news has just been announced and now your video's up. That's what I like, because I woke up and the first thing I saw was your video and Coach Ray's video. And for me, that's awesome. It's a source of information. I get to find out what's happening because I was asleep when that news was dropping. And two, I get to support your guys' channels by, you know, instead of watching someone else's channel that I might not know of, I'll watch your guys and get your take on it. And then I get excited.
Okay, so you just brought up a good point. I swear I noticed a difference this week. Maybe it's Ryan Bowen. Ryan Bowen is going like the minute something pops. Ryan Bowen has a video. Bam! Ready, bam! And I'm like, oh, snap. It's like, is that the future? That the minute something hits, it's like we're all like live with Uncle John, live on ARMTV, ready. You know, it's like that's where we're going here. Like
it will
absolutely
It may be a fad, but I think for a time this will be where it's at.
Yeah, because I honestly, like I don't want to reiterate, but I've just been busy and I haven't put out a ton of content, but I felt like I missed the boat. All this, everyone was live, and I'm like, I wanted to do something yesterday, Sunday, and everyone was doing. You were doing a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, damn it, I feel like I'm missing out. Like, and I'm like, okay, I have tasks I have to finish. I was like, I'll keep it to Tuesday nights, but man, I feel like I want to do it. The minute Devon posts big news, it's like, damn it, let's get on, let's chat, let's discuss. Yeah. Speaking of, I want to steal something from you. You did something awesome with the Facebook. You went on Facebook and you're like, let's just bullshit what they're chatting about.
That's
that's genius.
Arm wrestling
discussion review, part one.
You know why it's so awesome?
Why is it so awesome?
Well, you don't know?
I just thought, here's what my thought process was. How can I incorporate the community without having to actually do anything with the community?
Oh, I thought you could totally pick up on why this is even more awesome that you did that.
I don't know. I'm lost.
Guys, if you want to go over to Uncle John's channel, the reason why it's awesome that he went on Facebook and he did a live broadcast and he went on Facebook, specifically the chat, Arm Wrestling TV. Oh, I happen to be plugging my man. Isn't he? Does he own that or he just moderates it? Artem?
Ooh, Artem? Yeah, Artem is the top
repping. Because you know why it's awesome? Because I can't access that page, bro.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're still banned. I forgot.
Yeah. So you got to do one video a week talking about what happens on Arm Wrestling Discussion, because That's the only way I can get caught up, mofo. How do you not remember this?
Someone unban Gary, whoever the moderators are on that page. Please let Gary back in. He is paid his dues. The guy, he's calmed down a little bit. He's not chasing Barry Bourne around with boxing gloves and things like that. He is a family man and an arm wrestling man. Someone unban the great fella.
Yeah, I'm over it. I'm fine. If Uncle John makes content, then I'll just use that. It's a little time saver. But to be honest, I am wondering what I would have to do to get unbanned. And I would like to remind them that when I got unbanned, when I got banned from the training, it was completely accidental. I mean, I shared it to the wrong. I shared it, on Facebook, you can share multiple groups. I accidentally clicked an arrow. It was completely accident. So anyways, I'm just curious. Well, it'll be funny 10 years from now. Uncle John's 10 years will be 52 times, 500 episodes in on arm wrestling discussion. And I'm like, still banned.
Well, I just realized like it is an unending just fountain of content.
Yeah.
Right.
I was going to
really more excited for the arm wrestling uncensored one. Are you guys in arm wrestling uncensored?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been some pretty good memes going on over there. I've got the guys, the moderators of that channel are coming on Arm Wrestling After Dark, not tomorrow, but next week.
I'm excited about it.
That's cool.
I feel like we can make a full circle because I just watched your Travis Bagent Paul Italia stream.
Yeah.
And you guys brought up, are there fans or not? And it's like, somebody just posted on Arm Wrestling Uncensored a screenshot of Ryan Bowen, and they titled it like this guy thinks something that's like clearly they don't even. It's a new person is not even 100% sure what's going on. It's like, isn't that proof that there's fans, people who don't know anything? Like,
no, Travis was very specific. He said the only way you're into arm wrestling is if you arm wrestle or if you know someone who arm wrestles. That's it.
Yeah. I liked his point about you only see people at like a high school wrestling match that like know somebody. It's like in high school wrestling, yes, the only one who goes to the games are people who know somebody. But the sport of arm wrestling that has exploded on YouTube, Travis Bagent, you're smoking too much Beast Bud.
Beast Bud.
Hey, James P. Kamajanumi, he says, Gary, shut up and let Ozzy talk. Ozzy, say something.
Say something, guys. How can you not be excited? I mean, 4 points that are happening here in the world of arm wrestling. I mean, John Brazing takes up 2 of those points. He's announced 2 matches in 1 month, and one of them being with, I think, probably the nicest person in arm wrestling, Paul Lynn. I think those 2, hopefully we can sink our teeth into and have a chat. Of course, if John Brazing does something, Devon has to do something better. And he's done something better and done something bigger. He has taken the boxing match against Thor. So not only is he going to beat him in arm wrestling, but he's actually going to punch him all over the shop. Devon will fill that ring full of uppercuts. Mark my word. And then, of course, the 4th talking point that I think everyone should be talking about is if you haven't already watched the live stream Gary was talking about with Paul Italia and Travis Bagent, Travis Bagent is coming back to the table to try and bully some people. I think he's had enough of everyone talking and debating who is the best without his name being thrown in there. Those are 4 talking points I am up and about for.
Yeah. And we're going to get, well, there's a couple things we have to hit before we get to the main show. A couple things. Uncle John, last week, we got some criticism.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
What was wrong? What did we do wrong?
Who's Mike Coburg?
I'm not sure.
Mega Mike?
Oh, that's Mega Mike?
I think that's Mega Mike. He has a match with Jordan Sill.
Oh, yeah.
In the Brazink Cup in November.
Nice.
And man, oh dude, the guy who complained, not Mike, he didn't complain. The guy who complained, he said, "Hey man, Mega Mike dropped $30 in super chats last week in hopes that you guys would talk about his match," and you kind of just read it and then moved on. And I think we moved on because it's November, right? That's a little bit.
I don't even remember.
Okay. Well, I want to read the super chats again because I
Sure,
want to
hit us up.
because I basically responded to my man, whoever, I can't remember. Damn it. Someone go in the page for last week's show. I was like, hey man, I'll talk about Mega Mike's match every week. I mean, I'll say a few words. I would like people to know about it. I tried to YouTube Mega Mike. I saw him at Derek's practice, arm wrestling Tony Tomlinson. But I'm not 100% sure like where he ranks in the order of business. So I look forward to getting to know my man a little bit more. But he says, NatFit Los Angeles and Epic Engineering owner John Bergeson, JB II, is paying Mega Mike and Jordan Sill $1,000 in straight cash to battle it out in a best of 5 at the Brazilian Cup in November. John wants to give an up-and-comer puller, Mega Mike, out of SoCal, a shot at the elite level out of Utah and a chance to make waves in the sport. So that chat says he is newer.
Yeah. So
Okay.
no, I think it's cool. I like the idea of it. I like the idea of like a guy who is really new, but just rocketing up, whether it's hype, whether it's reality. I don't know what the truth is, but I like the idea of him going and taking on like a guy like Jordan Sill. Because if you can hang with Jordan Sill, even if he gets beat, but if he can hang with him, I mean, that's going to say a lot about where he is. Jordan Sill is,
he's top notch. Yeah. Top notch. And I just enjoy that there's some money going around as well. I mean, we don't, when you compete, in a novice area, things like that, and you're building your way up, there's always not much money involved in sport, but I'm liking every time I see a poster that's got prize money, or when a super match like this with Mike and Jordan Sill is coming on, I enjoy that there's dollar signs next to it. I think it's a good progression in what we need for the sport of arm wrestling. I mean, we've tried the pay-per-view. We're trying different things. It's good. It's good. Some people are getting paid, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, and per anyone out there, here's the deal. We here at ARMTV headquarters and all of our affiliates out there, between Uncle John and Mr. Aussie Arm Wrestler here, we never want our super chatters to feel cheated.
No.
If we miss a super chat at some way, Facebook or in messages, let me know. I will always try to readdress it fivefold to make sure that you get your question answered. We do not here at ARMTV headquarters, we do not want our peeps to leave upset. Okay. Yeah. So I agree. If there's like a big super chat and you specifically were trying to promote something, if we did not promote it enough, just message me and we'll talk about it more. We want this whole format here is to involve you peeps, and super chats is the way to do that. So by all means, leave the comments down below if you didn't feel you were treated right. So that being said, Mega Mike, are you ranked? Is he ranked at all in this list? Because I know obviously Jordan,
like in the top 10 in the US list.
Well, that says he's up and coming. So is he?
Yeah, he's up and coming, but I don't think he's had. Apparently, well, Jamie Sheldon says he got a win on Cody right-handed, so that means he's in the neighborhood, okay. Right? I mean, if he can do that, pending the circumstances.
Well, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see for this matchup in November to see how Mega Mike is. Is it a self-proclaimed nickname, or is the community giving him the nickname in Mega? Because Jordan Sill is no slouch, and he's taking on quite a lot of matches at the moment. I don't know if it's awesome or a hindrance to the great man, but yeah, I'm interested to see any matchup. And for me, it just gives me more insight of people that I may not know about, because I didn't know that this Mega Mike's beaten Cody, got a pin on Cody on the right hand. And, I see Jordan Sill from where I live. So now I get to see someone else that I can call and give him a ready bang.
Yeah. And the topic has been brought up. Chance Shaw has talked about it. Like, hey, if you want to get noticed in the sport of arm wrestling in today's world, it's not just about winning. You got to put yourself out there. You got to be talked about. And so if you're not known, that's our job to try to get, if you're worthy of being discussed, we want to discuss you by all means. Let's bring you up, let people know about who Mega Mike is. So I look forward to getting to know you, Mr. Mega Mike.
Yeah, and it's awesome. And keep going for it, Mega, because and Gary is a man of his word, because at the New Year's Eve, Gary let me on his live stream, and now I won't leave him alone Tuesday nights, Wednesday. So Gary does help. But speaking of missing super chats, I see a super chat here. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it from
read it. Let her rip.
Dr. Alex. I thought it was going to disappear. That's all. Dr. Alex Stavrianodicus. Mate, just get rid of some of your last letters in your last name. You're getting greedy with the alphabet. Anyway, Dr. Alex, he says, Devon is going to win the boxing match easy. Nice seeing you guys. Thanks for the stream, guys. Oh, well, now you're nice to me, so I do apologize, Alex, about your last name. No, yeah, I think Devon wins. I think Devon wins easy. Super easy.
To quote what Travis, I think you guys glossed over it on your show last night, but Travis said really quickly, I think Devon Larratt is going to lose badly, but then he's like, ... No, I hope he loses badly, because he perhaps could become so famous that he doesn't want to talk to us anymore. Yeah. And I'm like, that could happen with Devon. The minute you become famous and then you get handlers, and then handlers control your schedule, and then you become so famous, you just have people, and then they don't know who Uncle John is, so they
don't have the connection.
And then suddenly you can't reach the people anymore. And I'm like, holy shit, could that happen here? I mean,
well, look, I have faith that Devon, I hope he does get as popular as possible, because I know at his core he will promote arm wrestling. That is the core of his being, whether he boxes, whether he does this, that, or the other thing, he'll always bring arm wrestling with him. So I hope he, goes right to the moon.
Okay.
Yeah. And Devon's the type of guy that will bring people with him. So he'll bring his arm wrestling buddies that were there when, he would arm wrestle in front of 15 people in the back corner of a pub or something like that. So he seems a very loyal guy. So yeah, once superstardom and he's on Oprah Winfrey and things like that, putting a press on that woman, then I think he'll bring his mates with him. So Devon and his crew. So then his crew are popular enough they don't have to work. Yeah, I think he'll be right.
Okay. So we got to bring it back. One more thing. So I watched your live stream, Uncle John, last night. You had on Paul Italia talking about all the big things they're working on, and then he had. Did you know Travis was waiting in the wings?
Yeah. So Paul was teasing me all day and saying there was going to be somebody coming on, but I didn't really know until we started the show. And then I figured it out at the start of the show. And then then Travis came on, and then my job got real easy, because I think Travis has been locked up for too long. He needed a place to speak his mind. And
there was plenty of funny moments. Yeah. One of them was when you were like, I'm the king of Newfoundland. And he's like, I need to see pictures of I need to see pictures of previous kings. Yeah. And you're like, there's 7 of them. That was
he's entertaining as hell. All you need to do is just say his name, and then and then you just sit back and enjoy. He's just an absolute ripping, entertaining guy. Can watch, Travis for ages.
Well, the reason I bring it up is because before we get into the main topic tonight, a few things came out of that. We'll talk about the lesser important one. And I do have on this last show, last Tuesday, I met Ryan Gronin. I was saying, I don't know who 98% is. In fact, I've seen a few comments of 98%. It's a general term on Facebook, so it doesn't say who you are. And I'm like, who am I talking to? Zayn St. Andre Jackson. Do we know him? Maybe it'll be a Rom Ram. We'll let him in, see what happens.
Roll the dice.
Rom Ram.
Man, people coming in tonight, they really gotta bring it.
I'm afraid of dicks. I'm afraid of dick pics showing him up on the stream.
Okay, this guy's got a cool name and he looks real. So far, so good.
Zayn, are you there? Okay, ask to unmute. Zayn, we'll get to you in 1 second. We'll finish the topic. Anyway, so Ryan Gronin, you guys told me about the band video, which I had seen. So that clearly went viral. And then he says he's the worst arm wrestler. I'm like, no, I'm the worst arm wrestler. However that happened. So anyways, I was like, I want to arm wrestle you. Fast forward a few days, his buddy, I think Josh Berger, who makes all the banners for 98s, they produced a banner and they shared it on Instagram that said there was a match at Virginia State or whatever the tournament was. And I'm like, suddenly I'm getting nervous. I'm like, I said, I'm down, but I'm in enough trouble with Travis Bagent. So I pick up the phone and I call Travis. And he happens to be on the phone with Paul Italia. And I say, hey, so this happened and the guy made a flyer. And I think it was just for fun at first, but I would do it. But he's like, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to steal the show. You're trying to steal the show. He said, you're trying to take the light away from Paul Lynn and John Brasing. I said, nope, I would never do that. This would be a fun match. It could be like a little warm up. Anyways, he's like, I got a million people wanting super matches and you're effing me right now by saying you want to do a super match because now everyone's going to want to do one. He's like, but I'll let you slide in like earlier in the day so it doesn't mess up the rest of the schedule. Anyways, I'm watching your show, Uncle John, and the one Travis Bagent is like, now. In the parking lot, he's gonna Barry Bourne me.
He may well. He may well. He was very specific that under no circumstances would Gary Roberts be able to participate in any event that he is holding. I think those were his exact words. Actually,
yeah.
You guys got to go watch the Travis Bagent clip that he posted. Anyways, I'm here telling you guys now. I'm in no way, like Ozzy said earlier, I want to remain drama free. Ryan, I'm prepared for you. I saw you post a video where you beat your entire team, and I know that is fake shit. I know you did not beat Vinicor. I know that guy I know Josh Vinicor can crush you. There's no way you lost to a Vinicor.
He beat them all easy.
Vinicor's
beat them all easy.
So I know you made a fake video to try to psych me out, and it's not going to work. And I want to arm wrestle you, and I think I will destroy you. But if I show up and Travis tries to pull a Barry Bourne on me, I'm not going to create drama. I'm not going to do it.
Well, Ryan was posting in the chat last night saying, hey, if it's got to be in the parking lot, I'll bring a table and we'll do it in the parking lot. So he's ready. Okay. He's game. He's game one way or another.
Zayn St. Andre Jackson. Who are you?
Hey, how's it going? I'm just a fan. I've been a fan of the sport for a couple years. Just been watching you guys for a long time, and I just had just a couple of ideas about the Devon Larratt whole crazy stuff that's been going on. I've never done one of these before, so this is
okay.
cool.
So you arm wrestle?
I apologize. Bad timing on my part.
No. What do you mean bad timing? What are you talking about?
Perfect timing.
This is what this show is for, bro.
Oh, cool.
What's your question, Uncle John?
Hold on. Test.
Hold on, Ronin. Stand by 1 second. I just want to give this man a few minutes of attention before we bring you in. So if you're listening, turn down your radio and we'll bring you in just a second. Okay, what's your question?
All right. So Zayn, do you arm wrestle?
I have a few times going to a club casually and stuff. It's put a lot of wear on my arms already, unbelievably, as I'm only 21. So for now, I'm just a fan. I'm like letting the tendonitis that I developed in like 1 second just like recover for a few months, and then I'm gonna try to.
I see. So you do fit the mold, even though you did arm wrestle. You're not arm wrestling now, so you could be a true fan.
Yeah.
But how did you find arm wrestling?
So it was through, man, I think I was kind of looking for.
Wait, how old are you? You look about 17.
I'm 21. Yeah.
So you
The man can drink.
I get that a lot. Yes. But every time I have my card ready. Yeah.
Okay. So you found arm wrestling online or through somebody?
Yeah, I found it. I just started watching because I'd heard of Juju Mufu, and I just started watching like Devon Larratt with Juju Mufu, and just kind of for whatever reason, just became an instant fan of Devon, like, about 70 million people, and just started kind of just slowly getting deeper into what arm wrestling is and like what makes it great, separate from what made Devon great,
And what made you go to a club and start calling out bitches?
I haven't called anyone out yet.
Well, you arm wrestled somebody.
The floor is yours. Call someone out, Zayn.
Zayn, I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass. How far are you from Chicago?
All right, Gary, I'm tempted. I feel like if you gave me a few months, I could get myself into Gary shape.
All right, after Ryan,
Gary shape.
After I
You're going on holiday.
After I bitch slapped 98%, Zayn St. Andre Jackson. That's kind of like a cool name. What's going on with that?
Thank you, man. Yeah. It's actually, I don't have a middle name. It's 2 last names. My parents were both stubborn, so I got 2 giant names.
And where are you from?
I'm from California, Santa Barbara.
Now I gotta ask Big Z. The Big Z train's on here. Now you're 21. Have you seen the movie Over the Top?
Yes. That
was lucky, like big fella. Lucky. Yeah. I was about to boot you from the chat. Lucky, good man.
Yeah. Okay. I try to do my homework. It was a fun movie. Yeah.
Okay, Zayn, did you win the matches where you called people out or where you pulled in a club?
It was just in a club. And
did you win?
I was told, so I'm 160 pounds. So I was told that I was strong, even though I lost to literally everyone there. So theoretically I should be okay, but right now I'm very much at the very bottom of the sport, which is fine with me. Okay,
Zayn, I want you to hang out because we're now going to get into this Devon Larratt boxing business, and you're actually, I save it because this is a true new arm wrestler or new fan coming in, fan of Devon Larratt. I'm curious of your thoughts on this boxing business, but stand by, don't save it. We have an hour to fill here, so we'll tease us. Okay. Uncle John, introduce the loud dude over there, the drunken.
The 2 beards that have entered the party. Number 1, we'll go with my main man from Ontario, possibly the only man from Ontario I can truly love. He's the one and only, the beer man, Evan Burgoyne.
Go on, fellas.
Evan just messaged me and said he had a surprise for us. So, whoa, don't give it away yet. Don't give it away yet. Hold on.
We'll get time to go first.
Yeah. Hold on. And who is Mr. Unleashed over here?
Ronin Unleashed, I don't know. I don't know a ton about. I know that Ronin Unleashed has been bounding about the discussion areas of YouTube on arm wrestling videos. He's everywhere. He's here. He's there. And I know nothing about fighting. So it seems to me like Ronin knows something about fighting because I know nothing and he sounds way smarter than I can ever possibly imagine to be. So Ronin Unleashed, what's up, buddy?
Welcome to the show, bro.
He's doing his best Mick Foley impersonation at the moment.
Hey, I've got a deep history with Ronin Unleashed, and I will explain it. So
I just got home. I had a long day at work. I'm tired and dirty, need a shower, but I'm ready to go.
All right. So I'm going to explain how I knew who Ronin was. So you're watching. Oh, man, there's so many connections here. There's so many connections. So I'm watching your Travis Bagent clip. that you pulled from the Paul Italia. And you said, you mentioned about my Barry Bourne business, about that I originated it, but he did correctly state that it started with Dave Morocco and Barry Bourne. But I was involved with the promotion of that whole business. I loved it.
Yeah.
The minute I hear, because Barry Bourne comes on talking about being a world champ, yada, yada. And then it's like, oh, I box too. And it's like, the minute I hear, Barry Bourne is a sham. We all know that. I retired his bitch ass, but I got behind 100% this watching arm wrestlers box business. And then, I'm all for that. So I don't know if everyone here is on board, but to catch you up, some people in the sport of arm wrestling thinks this is just an embarrassment to be promoting boxing. We're arm wrestlers. Why would we talk about boxing? Anyways, we'll get into that. So I mentioned I would box Barry, and Travis says, let's do it. And I was seriously gonna take it seriously. I started doing some burpees, doing some running, and then I think it was snowing. And Ronan messaged me. He's like, "You need to take this seriously if you want to beat this guy." And he was like, I felt like I was talking to Coach from Meredith Burgess from Rocky. Like, I know, there's nothing he gave me the impression that he doesn't like to see people fight who go in and don't know how to fight. Like, he wants to have proper technique, yada, yada. And I think I said, hey, I'd take some coaching lessons, but because I didn't up my coaching 100%, he sent me a message. He's like, I don't think you're taking this serious enough. And I'm like, well, you might be right, but I still think I would do all right. Anyways, you guys know the match got canceled, but that's how I know Ronan Unleashed. Ronan,
what's up?
You and Evan are here because I'm both told you guys know a little bit about boxing.
Yeah, man. I don't know where you guys want to. What's happening, Evan?
What's going on, Ronan?
Not much, dude. Trying to stay out of trouble. I gave up drinking for a couple of weeks. I'm falling apart over here.
I quit drinking for 11 years once.
Right.
When I turned 12.
Okay. Hey, Kate, before we get into you guys, I wanted to steal a page from Uncle John for a second. I'm going to share the screen and we're going to go. Devon Larratt posted the flyer. So we're going to go to Devon's page. And I want to see what some of the commenters are saying. So if you bear with me, can you guys see this?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's a Larry Wheels production.
Yeah, it's in Dubai.
Yeah.
So has Larry Wheels always been mixing arm wrestling with boxing?
I think he's with Core Sports. I think he helps out with Core Sports or just suddenly built that relationship with him, with the king of the table. So
Devil Raper, he says, Gary Roberts, will you please work with Larry Wheels? And I have mentioned before, I don't know if you guys were around when I created a bunch of drama with Alex from the Arm Wrestling TV channel, but I think I burned a few bridges over in Dubai because of that. And so I would love to work with Larry Wheels, but at some point they'd have to learn about me beyond Gary Roberts going crazy on the internet and all that stuff. So maybe in the future, but I one day I would love to go to Dubai. I just don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon, but we will be watching from the internet. Okay. Oh, Evan, I'm sorry. I opened our chat. Okay. I have a hard time with the word no. Devon Larratt says he can't say no to this opportunity. It's only in 5 weeks. 363 comments. Francois Labbé, are you crazy? Wait, what? You're boxing? Kurt Howgate from Northeast Message Board fame. He says, wait, we've seen this. Oh my God, that's so funny. What do you guys, what's your general opinions? Is this nuts? Is this good for arm wrestling that Devon does this?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
It's great.
But what what about Travis and Paul Italia? I think said, hey, this is bad for arm wrestling. Talking about,
I know what they're talking about.
Nah.
There's
This is
this
beautiful for arm wrestling.
There's no way
Hey,
you could
good
possibly
publicity.
arm wrestling. The more that Devon grows, and he's going to grow and gain way more exposure from fighting Thor than he would for anything he can do arm wrestling side.
Yeah.
And the more that his popularity grows and all his celebrity, the more people he's going to be bringing back to arm wrestling, because he's only gone from arm wrestling for 5 weeks for this fight. And then he's right back in headhunting for Levon again. So if anything, it's just going to bring that many more new eyes to it. It's definitely a good thing for arm wrestling.
You have insight, Evan. You hang out with Devon,
No,
but I mean, you live in his town. Do you know? You
I live
train
about
with
an
him.
hour and a half from him, but I mean, that's
Okay.
just common sense. What's going to be good to build his brand is just going to bring more eyes to it.
No, I agree. I just wonder if you've seen. When the last time you saw him? So we get a little, like
Like a week ago, before the fight was confirmed.
he says, my endurance is terrible, but that's fake news, right? I
Right.
mean, Devon
He
Larratt,
said his endurance is terrible right after doing, what was it, 17 straight hours of training.
yeah. So like a guy like Devon Larratt, when he says my endurance, that's not compared to the average human. I mean,
Right. Look, the guy knows how to get into shape. He knows what endurance is. He's won an Ironman, for Christ's sakes. He knows how to be in shape. And I'm positive Devon's not showing up without putting everything he can towards it. I was supposed to be going down to Ottawa to work with him this week and go over some stuff. And then he got into contact with the TriStar guys. So if you can be there working with Ross and the rest of those guys in Montreal, that's way better than anything he's going to find in Ottawa. So he's definitely putting everything for it.
okay, someone needs to tell me. I'm honestly, I don't know much about the mountains. He's not a boxer either, right?
No, he was just training for the Eddie Hall fight. They both wanted to settle a dispute. He's just a strong man, and he's killed people in Game of Thrones, but that doesn't count. I don't think he's going to do that in the boxing match. So, yeah, everyone's like, oh, Thor's got to crush him. No, Thor's only been boxing for a cup of coffee in the business. So, yeah, Devon's like a trained killer, like his military services alone. Oh, he's just absolutely going to dance around him in this one.
Oh, you brought up Game of Thrones. Have you guys seen the death scene where the mountain kills like the
The prince.
kills the
Russia.
Mandalorian? What's his name? I feel like it'd be a lot like that. Like I don't see the mountain as being like fast. You know what I mean?
Well, he's about 100 pounds lighter than he was when he was there.
What does he weigh right now? Anyway, anybody know?
330? I think
He's
it's like
lost a lot of weight. Pretty
But
lean.
he's fucking shredded.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot he is smaller.
If you watch his other pro boxing fights, his hands move fairly fast for a guy that size. Like it's impressive if you're that big to be able to move your hands that quick.
Right.
But he's flat-footed. He's got no hip rotation. There's not going to be a whole lot of jam in any of those punches. You
He's
just
got
don't
no
want to get
footwork.
stuff from him.
He's got no.
But he's
He's
1-2.
flat-footed. He's got no
He'll push you
footwork.
back.
Yeah,
not-
he wears concrete boots when he boxes.
Right.
Zane, as a new young guy, new arm wrestler, and you obviously look up to Devon Larratt. What does this just when you see he's gonna do a boxing match? What do you think?
So the first emotion I felt was just fear for him, right? Very briefly, where I was like, oh my God, he's stepping into the ring with someone who, has been training to fight and is larger, younger, he has all these, attributes on paper. But when I thought about it for a second, I realized two things. The first thing I realized was what you guys are saying, which is, he's trained in the special forces. He's trained to kill and to fight. And like,
Who's typing? Who's typing? Ronan.
I'm not me.
I can hear someone typing in the background.
Not me. But yeah, he's trained. He said in a couple of his videos now, he said like, I was a pretty good fighter, which to me tells me like, oh, he was like world class, like ridiculously good. And then I know that doesn't translate to boxing, but then the second thing I realized is even when it's looked like on paper he should lose, he has a factor that I don't think Thor has, and I think he can bring something unique and kind of surprising. Like, I think he's really good at parsing out other people's weaknesses, and I think he's really good at bringing something that like very few people, especially me as a completely uneducated boxing fan and a mostly uneducated arm wrestling fan, like just knowing and following Devon the man as much as I know him, like it's hard. I don't think, unless it's just a ridiculous thing where the other guy is 10 feet tall or like a professional boxer, I think the difference separating Thor and Devon is two things. It's one, that Devon has the intelligence, I think, table IQ, I think is going to translate to ring IQ, to know that he's just going to want to tire the guy out. And he's going to do something that probably none of us are going to even think of. And two, like when I watched Thor fight just briefly, to me, it looks like a guy who's still trying to remember what his coach told him when he's in the ring. He's like, oh yeah, I got to keep my arm up. Oh yeah, I need to dance back, need to go forward. Like it all just seemed like it wasn't real to him. Like it hadn't just like fallen into who he was yet. And it wasn't instinctual. Whereas I think, okay, let me put it like this. Thor has been basically coached through everything his entire life. And this fighting is no exception. In fact, probably more so than other things. And so I think he's going to be decent at doing what his coaches tell him to do. But the thing is, like, Devon knows himself so much better than I think Thor does, and knows his body, especially with what he's went through.
Not to interrupt Zayn, but is this Thor right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Mountain versus Prince Oberon.
Yeah. Hopefully I don't get demonetized for sharing this.
Wow, keep it under 10 seconds. As long as you have your face playing over it, you're fine.
Will the fight go something like this? They're not allowed to carry swords, right?
Yeah, if they had giant swords and plate armor, Thor would probably win.
Yeah, I agree.
Play armor.
All right, I don't want to get in trouble, but that was fun. I wanted to watch that whole thing. That was a great scene. That was a great scene. Okay, Zayn, finish up your thought in 20 seconds so I can get to Ronin.
That was about it. I think Devon knows himself, and he's been in real combat situations more so than Thor, and I think Thor just needs more time for it to become instinctual, and that's what's gonna give him the edge. Even if Thor has a bit like more refined boxing technique, it's just not gonna matter.
Ronin, I was just about to get to you and disappeared. Okay, he'll come back in a second. Hey, the thing I like about this is that Travis Bagent, whenever he talks about Devon Larratt, he's always saying like, I crushed Devon Larratt on the table, blah blah blah. But he always kind of like caveats with, but Devon Larratt can kill you. Like Devon Larratt is the one arm wrestler that's capable, and I feel like Devon Larratt's lore of his special forces background and the fact that he has, I was in the Marine Corps, and even as a terrible Marine, I still was trained to like do hand-to-hand combat. I actually dislocated my knee doing hand-to-hand combat training. And it's like, but I never became good, but I believe Devon Larratt was great at like hand-to-hand combat. I know that doesn't translate to necessarily one-to-one on boxing, but I love this for the fact that I believe that we don't get to see some of that, special force training in arm wrestling. That's per se. So I'm excited to see. I feel like I would never want to get in the ring with Devon Larratt, even if I'm in the mountain. So I think it's going to be exciting to see just for that fact. Where'd Ronin go?
I don't know.
Did I?
All of the training that Devon's done, though, for the special forces and his hand-to-hand combat, none of that was ever boxing specific. When you're training in a hand-to-hand combat scenario, you're fighting for your life. You're not fighting under boxing rules. If you're allowed to throw a knee, an elbow, a kick, he's going to do that too. He's going to fight with everything that's available. This is going to be a set of rules that Devon's never even played with, really.
Right, but as in his sort of training, like for instance, let's say waterboarding. If you're training someone to be waterboarded, you're training them to be hard and be tough and, to be captured by terrorists and not give up your name. you know, I
I still
imagine.
think Devin's going to win. It's just all of this.
Right. But that's what I'm
everybody
just
saying everything about his special forces training, like that's going to be why he wins.
no. I
There's
say
things
that
you
because
cannot teach somebody about a fight. You cannot teach somebody to want to fight. You cannot teach somebody that tenacity and that toughness to move forward when you have some big, giant fucking dude that's trying to punch you in the face. You can't teach somebody the willingness to do that. Devon already has that. Everything else can be taught.
right, but that ability to dig down deep and like get that killer instinct, like
The ability to defend yourself with Devon's previous training that really ignites me on why he thinks he's going to win, because Devon will be able to defend himself. And then if he can tire Thor out and do the old Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope or whatever, I'm not sure how many rounds or how long the fight goes for. But yeah, for me, it wasn't the attacking. It was more the ability to defend, why I think Devon wins and wins quite comfortably. Unless they screw it up and just call it a draw because it's an exhibition fight.
And I really do think that 5 weeks is enough time for at least Devon to just have time to grasp the rules, especially, you know, as a boxing fan. Again, completely naive. This is just my instinct opinion. You know, he has the potential to at least grasp the rule set and then maybe just channel some of his training and his special forces experience into this more narrow sort of set of rules and circumstances, kind of like he sort of does with arm wrestling, you know, a little bit.
I believe my point wasn't captured, Evan. What I was trying to say, maybe I can reword it here, is that even if Devon were like, let's say, losing, I believe that he has that killer instinct that has been trained in him, that he would Rocky that bitch out. He would not fall down to the end, or if he fell down, he got back up, and he would just outlast half Thor. That's my.
I was agreeing with you when I said he's got things that you can't learn, that
Right.
willingness to fight, that tenacity, that he's just going to keep moving forward anyways. And if you watch Thor box, like the dude's fucking terrible. The only thing he has on Devon is size. Sure, a little bit more experience in like strict boxing settings, but he's not. In 5 weeks, Devon's going to be a better boxer than Thor is. Like he's just a better athlete. And he's been a combat-based person for his entire life, where Thor is always just a strength-based person. And even though Thor is a stronger man than Devon, I don't think he's going to be the harder puncher in this fight. The only thing he's really going to have is size.
Evan, I have a question for you.
How bigger is he? Devon's 6'5" and change. Thor's what, 6'9"?
Yeah,
So he's 5 inches taller, which is a fair bit. But he's against somebody that's 6'5", so he's not going to be used to people being as big as Devon are either. And then, what, Devon's 265 right now? Thor's 330, so it's 60 pounds. It's a big difference, but this isn't going to be just some astronomical size difference. I don't think Thor's going to have much for reach, if any.
I don't know if Devon can straighten his arms. They're always in a cupping motion. So, but yeah, no. I'm with you, Evan. Everything you are saying is straight fire. I agree 100% with everything you're saying.
Also, I would like to cap this off. With Thor can't fight with his shit. The guy's terrible. He's a giant bitch.
I'm trying to get.
Zayn, what was your question? Zayn wanted to ask Evan a question, and we all jumped in.
So, Evan, I agree with everything you're saying. So I'm just wondering, do you think Devon being kind of unable to straighten his arms is going to affect the way he like strategizes, the way he punches, the way he trains, or is it not going to really have much of an impact? Because he does have a larger wingspan than his height, I believe. So his bended arms almost bring him back to more like normal proportions.
He's got like orangutan arms for sure.
Yeah.
If it was me in that scenario, I wouldn't be looking to try to stay on the outside and jab with a guy that only knows how to do a 1-2. I would be trying to step forward, move across his lead leg, step outside. And Thor's he's a southpaw, but he's always got his jabbing hand. He's always punching short jabs. He's never bringing it back in and covering his face because he's not worried about somebody being able to reach that far and close that distance because he's so big. But Devon's got that same wingspan. If you've got a lazy hand out in front, every time you pump that jab, if somebody moves their head, it's a 2-inch movement. And that fist just grazes off your face, and now I am that much closer to you on my way in for a straight right counter. I don't think that.
Why do you know about fighting, Evan?
What?
Why? How do you know about fighting? What's your story there?
I drink a lot.
I mean, you've trained in that field, or you just got into a lot of brawls?
I've spent my fair share of time in the gyms.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do from the time I was like 9 years old and watched UFC 1 live at my uncle's house right into my 20s. That's all I wanted to do. I worked on it every day. I ended up breaking my leg 3 times in 1 year. And then I went from 200 pounds to like 250 pounds. When my leg finally healed up, I went for my first run to get back into shape so I could get back into the gym and training again. And I got like 3 strides into that run and said, fuck this. And then I found arm wrestling.
Hey, if anyone knows what happened to Ronin, I never really got to, he was going to come on as our expert. And we lost him before I could get to that.
Basically, Thor couldn't box eggs. That's all I've really got.
I didn't realize Thor can't box. I feel like if that's true, if he's not a boxer either, it's like I wouldn't. I mean, how could you not?
Terry, have you ever watched one of Thor's fights?
I clicked on one and I was like, I gotta watch this later, and I clicked off and I never went back.
Right. So you're hosting a show tonight about the boxing match, knowing nothing about it and having not done any homework or research at all.
Evan, I was too busy.
How are you still the biggest fucking channel out of this group? What the
fuck
is going on here?
Listen,
Look, I need everybody that's in the live comment section, all you guys that are watching and chatting live, get up there and switch your likes to dislikes. It doesn't hurt his algorithm. It doesn't hurt Gary's channel. It just makes me happy. So everybody just go smash that dislike button.
I will be honest with you. I had an hour and a half. I am such a fan of Uncle John that I had an hour and a half to do my homework, and I watched his live feed with Paul Italia and Travis Bagent. So
you miss Travis, do you?
I spent my time watching. God, I get you.
Yes. Yes.
I do miss him. I love his. I don't know.
Everyone misses Travis. Travis is an entertainer. I miss him, and I don't hang out with him.
A love-hate relationship. But Uncle John, we forgot to mention earlier. He saw the excitement that was John Brzezinski, Chance Shaw, and he said, I can't not have some of this.
Oh, he wants it bad.
Yeah. I mean, he wants some of that. So yeah. I think that's great news. But I loved, he was talking trash about the Canadians. Yeah. Or no, Chop. You asked him what he thought about Chop, and he's like, I don't know what Chop is. He's like, I thought Chop was from Louisiana. You're like, no, Pork Chop. He's like, I don't care if your name is Lamb Chop. I have a lamb chop. My son's lamb chop. I thought that was hilarious. So many more people want to come in. Peter Chakazo.
Is there
he's an Australian guy.
You know Peter Wakazakazo?
Yeah.
Is there a Bofa D's? Is there a Bofa D's in there?
I haven't seen anyone. I tried to Stephen.
There are both of these in the chat, if that's what you're asking.
Where's Ramon?
Oh, Bofa D's. He tried to enter earlier. My apologies.
Oh yeah, Bofa D's. You can let Bofa D's on.
Yeah, Bofa D's, come back. Let's make this a smorgasbord. So, you got. Where do we go? I like to talk about what this could do. I love this celebrity boxing stuff. I love it more than, I don't know if you guys watch those other celebrity boxing matches, but I love all the talk. I love all the hype. Like, these people don't box. Should they be boxing? And it's like, it's fun. I mean,
I literally do not give a shit what anyone thinks about the ethics or morality of this fight. I do not want to know anything about it. I do not want to know about the sweet science of boxing. All I want to do is cheer on Devon until he destroys Thor, and that's all I care about in the next 5 weeks.
Well, you're in luck, because he's definitely going to destroy him.
Yeah.
And you don't need to know anything about the sport. When you tune in to watch it live, you are going to see this giant dude's face getting punched till it looks like he has another stroke.
Okay. Peter Wasas Shakzo. I don't know how to say your name. Who are you?
I'm the guy that runs the Table IQ thing.
Table IQ.
And
Yeah, that's me. Oh man, I'm just so excited about everything that's going on with arm wrestling now. It's awesome.
and where you're way over there on the other side of the world also?
Yeah, down under.
So
With old mate Aussie arm wrestler.
Can you arm wrestle?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good at it.
How much you weigh?
Taking a while.
How much you weigh?
In pounds, like 175.
Oh, I beat your ass.
Peter would beat you.
I thought about this. Okay, after lockdown and everything, like honestly, within the next 2 years, I want to meet you as Super Match you. Like I want to make this happen legit.
Listen,
Peter wins.
I will never say no to a super match.
Hey Gary, you take left-handed super matches?
I don't know how to arm wrestle left. I could take it, but you'll beat me. Like,
well, coincidentally, Gary also doesn't know how to arm wrestle right. So,
wait, what?
Well, John, I think you win for the night.
Wait, I'm sorry, Peter. What's your comments on this this big topic of the night?
If we're talking about Thor and Devon, I think there's one thing that has hardly been mentioned at all, and it's Devon at the flick of a switch can hate the guy across from him on the table, but there is no reason for Thor to be angry with Devon. Like he's just such a likable dude. But we've seen like Matt Moss. Devon loves Matt Moss, but across from the table, like he wants to kill that guy, and he can turn on that adrenaline like that. So I think it's gonna be like super interesting, and I don't think Devon's gonna like leave anything in the chamber. Like I think he's going to go all out because he doesn't really have like much to lose in that regard, right?
Well, he's not a dumb guy. He's intelligent. So Devon has very articulately taken this match knowing what he can do. No one really takes a boxing match unless it's a gigantic amount of money and you're going to get your head knocked off, or he knows exactly what he's doing. And he's proven that with every single chess move Devon does.
I don't know. I have no idea what Devon's getting paid for this, but whatever he's getting paid for this, I would have taken that fight for that, whatever it is or less, for sure. Just because of the exposure and the bigger financial gain you can get in the future from having done something like this when you already run a YouTube channel that works pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Two reasons people take this match is that one that Evan was saying. That's what I was saying. Or the latter, which why I think Devon has taken the match, not only for that giant exposure, but he knows exactly what he's doing, and it's just going to show. I kind of feel a little bit bad for Thor.
Well, you're wrong on that one. He actually has no idea whether or not he can fight in a boxing scenario. Okay. I was talking to him, and I told him, dude, if you can even string together 2 punches with your athleticism, there is no reason that you won't kill this fucking guy. And he started laughing. He's like, wow, I'm glad you got more confidence than I do.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I have no idea. He's never boxed before.
So I have an interesting trying to carry that on. In arm wrestling, he's kind of known to where he's not necessarily on offensive, but more bleeding you out and tiring you out. In boxing, will he take the same approach, like, dance around and try to not?
He may just try to stay outside of the range of the lead leg of Thor for the first round or two. 6 minutes, a guy that size lumbering around, it's going to be hard on him. And Devon can be in phenomenal shape anytime he wants to. Like, the dude is just a freak athlete. If he wants to go with that long game strategy, I'm sure he can. If he wants to go with a much more direct approach to the win, in arm wrestling, when you've got 6 rounds and you've got to deal with that hit every single round, a lot of the time it's in your best interest to bleed that dude out so that next hit isn't as dangerous for you. In boxing, you've got a lot of hits coming in succession. If for you to try to bleed them out, right? You've got to do it for minutes, and it's always a fresh hit coming, and everyone's really dangerous. So, and you could also end the match with right now by pinning him once, basically. So anytime, you don't need to bleed him out. If you can pin him once in the first round so hard that you just win. He's not getting up for rounds 2 through 6. So he might just go straight for it.
Can you choke a bitch in boxing? Is that
Wayne Brady could.
Yes, yes.
If choking was allowed, Thor is dead.
Uncle John, we have some super chats. Can you read them off?
Let me go back here. White Wolf with $5 super chat. He says, Devon trash talk already began. Rabbit and the Tortoise, check it out. Quote, what do you guys do? Pick stuff up? I'm going to crush you. Devon wins. Must have been talking some smack. What else do we got here? ARMTV, $10 super chat says, show your match, Gary, and shut UJ up.
Wait, who did that? Who did this? I don't know what he's talking about. What? I don't want to sidetrack the huge topic that is Devon Larratt boxing, but Uncle John says I can't arm wrestle right, and I would like to remind you guys what I did to one firefighter, Steven Inzalaco, here in my right-handed match, World Amateurs, Buena Park, 2012. Look at that. That's
well, here's the deal, Gary.
Hold on. Look, did you see me try to transition out? Oh my God, look at that technique. And then look at that fire after the table. Rawr, rawr. You don't mess with one Gary Roberts. He knows how to arm wrestle.
Just to be
if anyone roars like that, I'm messing with them. If anyone comes up to me and roars like that, I'm all rah.
What year was that, Gary?
That was 2012, man.
So nearly 10 years ago.
I would love to watch any Gary Roberts match when he's got a really shitty opponent that he can outwork and then fucking go nuts. I will watch that all day. I think that's just hilarious.
It's
or
fun.
any WAF world champion woman arm wrestler.
but Gary, you can't beat them.
That's why I want to challenge them. I want to see if my level of
right. But the only part that was really fun about that match is when you started going raw. But you can't do that after losing to a girl.
I don't think I'll lose. That's what I'm saying. Bring me Sarah.
You will lose.
Bring me Sarah Backman and Gabby.
Gary, I know that you don't think you're going to lose, but you've never been particularly good at thinking. You will lose to these girls. You can't do the roar. And how are you supposed to look cool after getting your ass kicked? It's just, you know what else, Gary? I would like to mention this, that my buddy Adam sent me this Western Survivor beef jerky just so I could eat it on your show because you suck at promoting their brand, and this shit is awesome.
It promote it. Adam sent me some beef jerky all the way over here. That shit is, that shit's awesome.
I got a lifetime supply just to fuck Gary off with it, too.
Hold on, Adam. Here's the deal. Adam, I feel like his was tied to Beauty and the Beast. He was heavily promoting that show, and we were promoting him, and Travis quit on us. And then he really didn't mention wanting to be part of this show, but I kept talking about the show. But then at some point the beef jerky ran out, and I didn't get any more. I got to have more beef jerky if I'm going to talk about beef jerky.
Well, you don't have to. I'm on your show, and I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
just
fine.
To let you know, Gary, it's fucking delicious. You're missing out. You fucked up, bud.
Dude, I would love a lifetime supply. I don't think Adam could afford to supply me with enough beef jerky that I would actually eat.
Well, he's supplying a full-size man with it, so I'm sure he can.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen, I got to jump out the chat. Gary, as always, thank you very much for having me. Uncle John, you know I love always catching up with you. Evan, do not ever change. Entertaining as always. I love catching up with you, Evan. Hope to have a beer with you real soon, buddy. Keep doing what you're doing. Pete, good to see you. Zane, good on you for jumping on, mate. And always continue to love arm wrestling, especially all these guys' channels and everyone. Everyone in the chat, I love you all. I will see you all next time.
Sign up for Aussie. Hey, Uncle John, do you think watching, you said you didn't care earlier, but for the show's purpose, you have to care. Do you think he's going to impress us, or do you think he'll be one of those guys we're like, oh, Devon, stick to arm wrestling?
Devon is going to look like a god. He is going to look like he has been in the ring his entire life. He is going to get recruited to the most heavy duty championships after this. He may become so famous that we never see him arm wrestle again because he just doesn't have the time. He's doing too many other things. I think it will be a complete domination.
It's not true, Uncle John. We will definitely see him arm wrestle again. He's going to beat the fuck out of Thor. Then he's going to smash Levon. And then he's going to go beat up both Paul brothers at the same time.
See, this is what I'm talking about. That's what Evan said is kind of what I see. Like, once he smacks Thor and he smacks Levon, I think there's a body of work there that's worthy of like a high budget movie. And then that's going to be like the last thing that kicks arm wrestling into like the stratosphere, just a movie like an Alex Honnold style movie, like Free Solo, it finishes with East versus West. He has a killing match with Levon after his Thor thing. And then there's a great movie about arm wrestling. And then we don't ever have to worry about anything again.
Who's Steven Diamond?
Me.
And you arm wrestle, or are you just a fan?
Yeah, arm wrestle with my brother, and I'm also a fan.
Where are you from?
From Australia, but I'm stuck in the UK because of COVID. Yay.
What?
Yeah,
You can't go home that far away for how long?
I've been stuck here for over a year.
Oh my goodness. I feel
tickets are through the roof. It's like Ryan Bowen's situation.
Oh my God.
You're not allowed to tell people like, fuck you, I'm leaving, I'm going home.
Oh, the tickets are like $8,000, £8,000, man. One-way ticket.
Jesus.
What?
Have you never seen a fucking movie? You can sneak onto planes.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
I've seen Argo, bro. Maybe if you can send over a director.
Where in Australia you from, mate?
Perth, bro.
Did you go to any clubs there when you were in Oz?
Oh, born in Perth, bro. I'm born and bred.
Well, how come we have so many Australian arm wrestlers? This is crazy.
Quality,
Oh,
mate.
we're
Quality
big
over
over
quantity.
the top fan. Oh, Sly, brother. Sly's a big fan over here.
Right now I'm thinking to myself, between Peter, Zayn, and Steven, I'd like to see a three-way super match. I feel like I bitch slap all you fools.
It's only gonna go one way, brother.
What do you do in the UK when you're stuck there? Like, you obviously have a place to live, right?
Yeah. Ended up getting an apartment and that, and then just slowly saving to get home, bro.
Yeah. Dude,
Jeez.
you gotta do like a GoFundMe. Like, tell the world, like, I'm stuck in the UK. It takes $8,000 to fly home. I mean, that's a bummer.
Tough, I even like missed my mom's funeral because of it. So,
oh my gosh, what that sucks. But give me some of your opinions on this Devon Larratt boxing business. What do you think?
Well, I'm hoping Devon comes in like Mike and like Bobs and Weave, doesn't stay on the outside, like, and then maybe rough, sort of tire him out, and then hopefully we get a bang.
Yeah. Is there, how many rounds is this business?
That's what I want to know, because I thought it was 4, eh?
Oh, I think we'll find out a lot more tomorrow night on Neil's channel. He's going to have Eddie Hall and Devon live tomorrow afternoon. I think it's like 12:30 Eastern time.
Why isn't Eddie Hall in it anymore?
Because he
Bicep.
tore his bicep off.
Well, if you guys can have any sway on this, more is better. We want more rounds. If I learned anything from watching boxing, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, it's not enough. Yeah.
Unless you're Butterbean.
Yeah. Oh,
I think it's 6 rounds.
Hey, well, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. I'm gonna head off now. Thanks for listening. It's good to meet you guys.
Hey, Zayn, if you Derek Smith, hook up with Derek Smith. He has some big practices down in the LA area. That's not too far from you. You should go down and get involved with the community.
Yeah, I've been talking to him. That'll be great. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Good. Check
Uncle
it out.
Zane, it was really nice talking to you. You're a lot cooler than Gary is.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm a big fan of yours, Evan. Big fan. Keep being awesome. I'll see you later. Keep Devon humble, dude.
Yeah. I think, like Evan was saying earlier, I think Devon Larratt would be one of those guys that if he got big, he would still remember the little peeps and still arm wrestle.
Devon loves arm wrestling. He's never going to stop arm wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't think he's far away from not competing at that highest level anymore. But he's never going to stop arm wrestling.
Yeah. No, well, if anything, he'd do more of like those events, like he would host stuff. He would just do cool shit. I envision he'll be the guy that he'll be like a superstar, can't walk down the street without having the paparazzi, but at the same time would go have an arm wrestling practice with everyone and, you know, keep the paparazzi out. Be like, hey, unless you arm wrestle, you can't come in. Christian Unruduk.
Hey,
what's up, man?
I'm from Paraguay, South America.
South America, welcome.
Oh, to the band.
What brings you on the show tonight?
I was looking the direct and hearing what y'all talking about. Sorry for my English; it's my third or fourth language. So
wait. Fourth language?
Yeah.
How many languages you speak, bro?
German, Spanish, English, and then some Indian dialects. So
holy buckets. Well, welcome. No worries.
Thank you.
Speak your mind.
Yeah. So I'm following you, Gary, like 2 years, I think. Uncle John, I don't know how many, I think 1 or 2 years also. I've begun with arm wrestling 3 years ago after seeing some videos from Devon Larratt. So I'm I am huge fan of that, and I'm really excited about that boxing match that's coming, because my first sport or my favorite sport for many years was all about martial arts, contact sports. And then I got into arm wrestling, and I think I will stick with it to the end of my life.
Can I beat you? Can I beat you?
For now, I think you're right, Gary. But I think in 2 years more, that will be other story.
Uncle John, if I could have my way, if I had just had money floating out my ears, I'd love to set up the world's longest. You talk about you arm wrestling 30 people. I want to have the world record for arm wrestling, not beat them, just the world record for most matches back to back. I don't care how many hours or days. Like, I feel like I'd be the guy who could outlast you sleeping. I'd stay up longer than all you people. And all you do is you'd have a list of people that say, okay, you show up at 5 a.m., a block of people to show up at every hour. And you can have a world record arm wrestling match of 1 million people. And I will not go to sleep until I arm wrestle the last person. That's what I would do. I'd set up that challenge. In fact, I'm going to do that. It's the Gary Roberts, the news now. Gary Roberts stays up 4 days straight arm wrestling random strangers in Venice Beach, California.
Just remember what one day was like, Gary.
Yeah. I'll be popping the druggies. Somebody says James P. Kuchimagajuza says, Jesus, Gary, do some freaking research for your program. Yes. Listen, dude, I don't know a ton about boxing, and Uncle John is the host. I'm just the channel owner. I'm nobody.
I can tell you one thing and one thing only. If you do not buy this pay-per-view, you will regret it for the rest of your natural life. Devon Larratt versus Half Thor Bjornsson. It is the cataclysm of our age. What are you doing? Get to the website now and order it before it's too late.
And
oh yeah,
I just found out Devon Larratt was going to arm wrestle like a day ago. I mean, box a day ago. You got to give me a little slack not being up to date on my Devon Larratt.
But you need to know your boxing. You're a man, Gary.
Oh, dude. All I know is that I hate how Floyd Mayweather box.
Oh,
I want to watch
the sweet science, man.
Yeah. I don't like just trying to get the points. I want someone to go for the freaking kill, man. Bam! Knock that bitch out. I would have done that with Barry Bourne. I'm curious. Does anyone know this number? I want to know how many people Devon Larratt has got into the sport of arm wrestling or known about arm wrestling. Like, are we talking 100,000, 200,000, 1 million? Like, how many people know arm wrestling because of Devon Larratt?
A lot.
Either him or John.
I think Brzezink's era, Brzezinck is like my era, right? So Brzezinck brought me in with Pulling John. That's how I got into the sport. It was on Netflix. This was before Facebook times, all of that. And then I figured out where to go within Minnesota, and then that was that. Now it's something a little bit more hyper focused. There's so much more potential for Devon to reach people than there is for John Brzezinck to reach people, because John, is amazing. Everybody will know John, but John isn't nearly as active when it comes to promoting himself at this point in the continuum.
Yeah, he's not as out there.
And really, Devon with his channel helps so much to learn about the sport and to get into to go into it. Like all the training videos and technical stuff he teaches through his videos. I learned a lot of about arm wrestling just because his videos, yeah. And then we got some people together and trying to getting this growing in our country.
That's amazing. Paraguay, what's like a biggest arm wrestling tournament look like over there?
We hadn't.
What?
We hadn't. No, yeah, we had some really tiny tournaments, like with 30 people. We are trying to get a community here in Paraguay for this sport. So,
well, it sounds like you're the guy.
Me and some friends more. So we are really trying to get working this sport in this country.
Christian,
yeah.
I'm going to give you some advice. You don't have to take it, although I would take it if I were you. Ready? I'm going to give you some really good advice. Okay. If I lived in Paraguay and there was literally not very many arm wrestlers, and like I'm the best arm wrestler in the world in Paraguay, from coast to coast, I would call WAF and say, hey, we want to have our national championships. We want to have representation at the WAF Worlds. And then you could be the worst arm wrestler in Paraguay, but you could get your chance to go to the world championships. Because WAF Worlds wants more countries. So they would government. They would take your country, and you can call your government people. They could pay your ticket.
Christian, you know what? If I was you, Christian, and I wanted to get better at arm wrestling and I lived in Paraguay, I would move.
Sounds good too.
Go up to the IFA and not bother with all that registration bullshit.
Yeah, let's go to the IFA.
What is it? Wait. What is it? I want to know who wins the competition. Is it cheaper for John Thompson to get to the United States, Christian to get to the United States, or Steven to get to Australia? who has the most expensive
to get to
ticket?
Australia, probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He is. That's right. Australia. Okay. Man,
we got $5 super
I actually got a bone to pick with Uncle John. Last time I tried to get in and I couldn't unmute, he called me the bloody Unibomber.
Well, I mean, you look exactly like the Unabomber. That's your fault, not mine.
It sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary.
Oh,
yeah, Evan.
Gary, are you ready for some like really cool news that we saved?
You have a surprise.
Yes.
What's in the box?
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's not like Devon fighting Thor cool, but we spent a bunch of time on that.
Okay. Rip it.
You got to watch the people coming in here. Look for a guy. It should say Jason Constantini. Look for that dude.
Tiny.
Okay.
John Thompson.
We got to get Tiny in here.
Okay. I just let someone named Bofa in.
Oh, that's Bofa. Oh boy. We got White Wolf here, $5 super chat. He says, we need to get Evan on every week. Dude, get your own show. You'll blow up YouTube. Likely you'll be banned, but man, it'll be a fun ride.
I don't know about banned, but I am definitely getting demonetized, like as soon as I'm able to be monetized.
So that's right. You're doing a channel. What's your plans for content? Are you going to go live? Are you going to do talk? Are you going to?
I'm not even allowed to go live. I'm just like this small little fish. Like, I don't know what this fucking guy's name is here from Paraguay or some shit. He's telling you, hey, Gary, I'm a fan of yours. Been following you for 2 years. Uncle John, been following you for a year or two. Hey, where's my love? None of motherfucker.
I love you, bro.
Say my
Even
name.
right after going out of this chat, I will follow you.
Kick this guy out, Gary.
Evan Burgoyne.
Is this your way of plugging your channel, Evan?
So you have 791 followers.
Oh shit! It's went up since I've been on this show. See, this is why I come on to this stupid ass fucking show. And deal with your ass,
yeah.
Gary.
We listen. For anyone out there complaining that Gary Roberts is a terrible host, dude, I get it. I'm that guy who, if I ran Hollywood, I would put myself in the movies, even though I'm not a good actor. I would just cast myself because it's fun. I am not here because I'm the best. I'm here just because I own the channel.
Well, you've got more fucking followers and subscribers than we do. So you're the best at this, apparently. See, this is why I come on to this stupid ass fucking show.
Okay, Jason, you got to turn. Jason, you got to turn off your you got to just watch us through YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your surprise is here, Evan.
Jason, kill the YouTube feed.
I'm muted. Am I here now?
Yeah. We're good, buddy.
We're still here.
Hey, Gary, shut the fuck up. Tiny's trying to talk.
No, you got to make sure he doesn't have his YouTube page open.
Yeah, he's fucking good now.
I still hear it.
Well, he's an idiot. He doesn't listen.
Jason, Zoom only. Jason, close YouTube. You got to turn off your. Okay, we'll give him a second.
Hey guys, what if we all tell Jason to turn off YouTube at the same time?
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Turn off your YouTube.
Oh, you guys, terrible.
I had to unmute.
Okay, listen, Jason, we will unmute you in just a second. Everyone go to Evan Burgoyne's. He has 791 subscribers. Let's see what we can get him to. He needs our help. Go sub to Evan. Have you posted any videos lately?
That's all I do is get drunk and post videos, Gary. Like, Jesus.
Hey, wait.
He's been better. He's been pretty consistent lately. I'll give him that.
Well, as soon as I had somebody else doing it for me, it's easy.
Your last video has 3,000 views. That's not bad for.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a 3x multiplier I could live with forever. I just need to get the original base number up there. Hey,
am I good now?
Tiny, no. I need to go grab a beer. Do not announce until I'm back. Like, give me 10 seconds.
I'm going to talk about your last YouTube video because you put up all our footage from our matches right away.
Wow, I mean, fuck, you're so slow.
I'm just joking. He had some awesome matches. It was a wicked weekend of pulling we had. And
okay, we have Arm Wrestling Uncensored. Stand by. We'll introduce you in a second. Jason, while we're waiting for Evan, who are you? I don't know you.
I'm back.
Jason Tiny Costantini, co-runner, I guess, of Table Monkeys YouTube channel, Arm Wrestling channel.
Where's that? Where are you based out of?
We're out of Toronto. We're kind of like the Toronto club.
And how far?
Plug that shit in the comments there.
Yeah, I did. Well, then I got to open up my YouTube. So
how far is Toronto from?
Mizzell does this shit for us.
Oh yeah, he did. He plugged it earlier. Thank you, Mizzell.
Yeah, Mizzell's a bad dude.
He is.
Arm Wrestling Monkeys.
Is that the club that Pork Chop is from?
Monkeys, Gary, pay attention.
Like the idea of gym rats. You know how you have.
Oh! I'm gonna have to start muting Evan. I'm gonna have to start muting Evan. Don't talk over me, bitch. Just kidding. That was a joke.
Gary, I will fuck you up.
That was for old times.
You need to fucking relax.
That was for old times. I'm taking over
for a minute. Hey, Gary, look, I'm doing you a favor. I'm passing you a bone. I'm bringing my boy Tiny in here to fucking, with a big announcement, live on your fucking show, and you're going to start acting like that. Gary, I will shove my fist up your asshole. Don't start with me. Tiny, you have the floor. Gary will shut the fuck up for a minute.
Okay, wait. Hold on.
No, Gary's got more. He's got more build up.
Hold on. We just, let's just pause the big announcement. Okay, Jason, and you arm wrestle?
Yes, I arm wrestle a lot.
Can you beat Evan?
He looks like it.
If you could arm wrestle right now today, I believe I would beat him just based on how beat up he is and how fresh I am.
Okay.
That's fair.
All right. And then we have Arm Wrestling Uncensored. Welcome to the show. Who are you?
Gentlemen, good evening. How are you guys? DJ Kalu, Arm Wrestling Uncensored, enjoying the show. Evan, you need your own show. I really enjoy watching and hearing you. So anytime you want to have your own show, I'm going to tune in and give some money to you to start that show up. So
Just
good to
get
see
me
you
enough
guys.
subscribers, and I will start doing my own show, and I will never have to deal with Gary's bullshit again.
Evan is one of the best guys on Arm Wrestling Uncensored, by the way. So I'm going to give him some props right now. Very entertaining. Love to hear him talking. So yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Love to be here and chat with you guys.
I got you 3 subscribers. You're up to 794. So I did you a
how many
solid.
dislikes do you have yet, Gary?
I have no idea. Okay, and what's your name's DJ?
DJ, yes. You'll see David on there, but it's actually DJ.
And where are you from?
Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. And what made you start an Arm Wrestling Uncensored page?
Yeah, good question, guys. So I'm sure a lot of you guys know the other big pages out there, and there's some moderators out there that are a little more, I'd say, sensitive, if you want to say, maybe a little snowflakey at times, and started, muting people, shutting them down a little bit, not letting them say what they want to say. And I said, hey, there's got to be a better way to do this, so I'm going to make a better way to do it, and that's why the page came about. So I hope everybody here is on the page. I know some of you guys are, Jason, Steven, and Peter. I'm not sure, but you guys need to come over if not, and join Evan's fun and debauchery he does over there.
And is that
you guys
just
are definitely going to get Zuck soon though on that page?
Is that just Facebook, or do you plan on doing YouTube stuff as well?
No, I don't think YouTube right now. But again, who knows? But yeah, Evan's right. He knows what Zuckerberg will do in these days when things get traction and get going. But to answer your question, Gary, who knows? Future was unknown right now.
All right. Well, thank you for the show. We have a big announcement. On Jason and Evan, come on, announce.
It's all you, tiny buddy.
Now it's on me. All right, cool. So, so yeah, I up in Toronto, I've been trying to get the arm wrestling going as much as possible, and we've got 2 guys up here that you guys might know a little bit of: Curtis Porkchop Cameron and Rick Heidebrecht. And I have a gym that I train at that's now open again because of COVID. We're actually open again, and the owner of this gym is Westside certified. So he's one of the only people in Canada to actually have a Westside certification. So I've really been wanting to get Toddzilla up here because of obviously his Westside training and how he trains Westside for arm wrestling and all that. So seem to have been able to have worked it out. And we've got Toddzilla coming up to Toronto in November, and he's going to do a little threesome with Curtis and Rick.
Wait.
I knew I could.
And then they go to arm wrestle.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know. I knew I could get attention with there. So it's going to be Curtis and Rick versus Toddzilla in a 6-round super match, and Curtis and Rick can basically tag team out however they want to try to beat.
Wait, hold on. It's both of them.
So both of them together versus him over the 6 rounds. So they technically would only have to pull 3 rounds each, or even like 2 and 4, or however they want to break it up. And then Todzilla's got to pull all 6, and it'll be more or less Arm Wars style. So we haven't talked about the 7th round because it'll come down to the stakings and what, like, if a draw is allowed or not and all that kind of stuff. But
so Tiny,
yeah,
Curtis and Rick get to decide between each other like a wrestling tag match. Who's going up to the table right now in between rounds? And they can just shuffle that shit at their will.
Yeah.
To fuck this dude up.
Basically.
Oh man, Todd is so fucked.
Yeah. I listen.
I think you said earlier.
I think you guys are onto something here. I think you guys are onto something here. With the world of YouTube, man, we can get really creative here. Like if you think what Neil's doing with Arm Wars and you got to do one-on-one matchups, if we run out of matches, and then you say like, oh, well, who can Uncle John beat? He beat 31 people in Newfoundland. So clearly he's a beast left-handed. It's like, well, what can we do? Can Uncle John go to every town and see if he can beat 30 people? We could get creative with elite arm wrestlers.
Well, it's kind of like, I don't know, Gary, if you saw when Devon took on Toronto's best left arms, the party arm, and then he came to Toronto and he
didn't you
7 of our best. What's that?
Didn't you pull against Devon in that?
Oh yeah, I was the first arm that pulled.
How'd that go?
Yeah, you snapped
he tore my bicep. Yeah, it was great.
Oh,
But but I don't know if you saw that, but that's a good example of something like that. There were 7 of us. It was 2 rounds each, and the idea was, could we get 1 pin on his party arm? And I like to say though, I was the only one to stop him that day, and I did stop him 3 times before he tore my bicep. So I am proud of that still.
Awesome. Where do you rank in like nationals in Canada? It's sort of like,
I don't know. Nationally, we haven't had one. Like I've only been pulling for 2 years now, and but in the Ontario rankings, I'm like I think 8th right arm and 7th left arm right now.
Awesome.
Hey,
And
because I think I got pushed down to like 7th.
No, you're still ahead of me, so.
Yeah.
all right. Hey, I'm gonna
I think Conrad's between us.
Peter, Steven, and Christian, I want to thank you guys for coming on the show. We're going to bring it down just a few people that have come in lately. I appreciate. Come back next Tuesday. This boxing stuff over the next few weeks, we're going to ramp up the discussion. And I appreciate you guys' time. I'd love to meet you. And
hey, really, thank you, Gary.
Yeah. Cheers for having us, Gary, and I'll see y'all next Tuesday.
all right.
Peace out, boys.
See you, brothers.
Thank you,
Also,
guys.
Evan, you are my favorite Canadian alcoholic. Just want to let you know.
Everybody's favorite Canadian alcoholic. For a country famous for being alcoholics, it's pretty cool to be the favorite one.
Man, what was I going to say? I wanted to know a little bit more about Arm Wrestling Uncensored. Where can you go with this page as it continues to grow?
Yeah, good question, guys. So the question, everyone asked me, what do you want to do with this? Do you want to monetize? Do you want to just talk shit and piss people off? Do you want to go somewhere? For now, I want to see if I can grow it. You know, my next step is really to make t-shirts. I want to send them to all the pros. So I know I talked to you, John, and some of the guys. I want to get one to Devon, have one, Ryan Bowen wear one, excuse me, and then just have, just have it just grow and blow up, and really just to piss off arm wrestling discussion really is all my goal was, and looks like it's working so far. So yeah, I don't really know what the next step is, but if you guys have some ideas what you think you want to do, but there's no monetary gain for me. I don't need to make money with this at all.
So you want to get me to be one of these moderators and help with this channel, but yeah. I don't get no fucking t-shirt?
You get one too. We'll even cut the sleeves for you, and maybe put
sleeves.
Yeah, you don't need sleeves on yours. So we'll make Evan a mod. We'll give him a shirt. He can talk shit on all these podcasts, piss people off, and then hopefully drive people there. I don't know if you guys saw, I put a bounty on the page, and I said, we got a lot of good pros on there. We got obviously Devon, Evan, people who are interacting now, but I can't get the big guys like John Brzenk, Levon. So I'm thinking if I can get those guys in, it'll bring even a bigger name. But really just to grow it and grow the sport. Like I said, I have some buddies now who are jumping on the page and asking about arm wrestling. So I want it to become viral and more people to get involved, because I'm only in arm wrestling now for 4 months, maybe really pulling. So I'm new to it too, but it's good to get some new blood excited about it.
I'll tell you, I love your page and how active that fucking thing gets, because you can say whatever you want and then people just go off. The problem is I have to have a whole lot of fucking nothing going on in a day before I will even comment on anything on it, because my phone just does not shut the fuck up.
I'm sure guys like you get tagged all the time. Everyone's tagging you saying Evan. For me right now, I'm just posting a lot of shit out there to get things moving. And then once it gets big enough, I want to have to start stuff.
But it's as soon as I comment on it, I know I've got a full day affair of trolling whoever the fuck is commenting on this shit. I get 500 notifications a day. Like, that is an active fucking page.
And the good thing is people are talking about you, whether it's good. So there's the comment I mentioned, Gary. So the question is, I'll put some money up and just for fun and say, if somebody can bring these guys in, get them to post, Tom Nelson's obviously the one I want to get the most. Chris Gobby was a big score. You guys can already see he's heating things up and people are loving it. So Tom Nelson's the next one I want to get in there, and then just, keep things weird, keep things crazy. Ryan Brian told me he's really enjoying the page now. So if I can get people engaged, involved, having fun without having to be censored, that's really the key. And also, I don't know if you guys saw the post around Ron Bath. I tagged Paul Italia and said, let's get Ron Bath on a tour. And it was the most liked post yet. So hopefully some of this influence can actually drive change in matches and things like that, if there's enough pressure and people want it. So.
Well, let's just stop talking about Chris Gobby if you want me to continue on with this page.
I will say,
when he turned into a giant vagina.
Evan, I will say I like you and Grant's interactions quite a bit too. So I think Grant's a guy that has a lot of fun. I know, John, we talked about trying to get him on your show. It's been a challenge, but I love watching that interaction as well.
Yeah, I need Grant. I need the unit. That's it.
And you've only been arm wrestling for 4 months?
So the thing is, my story is I found arm wrestling on YouTube maybe 4 years ago, just kind of going down a dark path of searching on YouTube at stuff, fighting, MMA, arm wrestling. And then I got into it maybe 2017, started following, the big matches they had on ESPN where Devon took on Ron Bath and Matt Mask, and that kind of blew up. And then I think Wall kind of shut down. And then I've been following on YouTube a lot of you guys, and started training, I bought all the handles and all the grips and started training that. And then I started pulling with some local guys. If you've heard of like Ryan Carter and some of those guys here locally in Houston, pulling with those guys at their practices. So a lot of new guys. Every time I meet guys, it's 6 months, it's a year. A lot of COVID people got into pulling. So it's good to see a trend of new people getting in the sport.
You hook or top roll?
Just top roll. My hook's pretty bad. So I'm doing a lot of pronation right now. I'm working a lot of pronation and things like that. So trying to hone in on what's the right type of skill. Some people tell me I won't get hurt as bad pronating versus hooking.
Wow. Well, welcome to the sport, man. That's
awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Already being the show, and we can go over a few simple exercises to develop your arm for hooking that will not tax you a whole lot if you do it properly. And you can keep training your top roll, but your hook will catch up in a very, very quick fashion.
Yeah, I feel like the first practice I went to was so much hooking that I was so sore for a month on the side of my arm from doing it. So someone said, do more of this and not so much of supination.
Uncle John, how does this page have a chance to get huge like those other discussion groups, the ones I'm banned from?
Sure. I mean, arm wrestling is an ever-growing thing at this point, and there needs to be spots for people who want to be serious, people who maybe don't want to be quite so serious, and then everyone in between. So, Arm Wrestling Uncensored, for me right now, Arm Wrestling Uncensored is like where you go for the funny memes, the spicy memes, have a good laugh, watch people. Because in the whole thing is like a play, right? It's the guys who just do shit because they like to watch it burn, and then the people who go around and they're obsessed with putting out fires, and their whole life revolves around trying to put out fires, and you just watch the interaction, and it's pretty hilarious.
So only funny stuff. I mean, with no great discussions, or is that to come?
So I'm going to interject and give my feedback. So we did bring in pros like Chance, like Kyle DePew, serious guys to help drive a lot of that serious content too. So I think in my responsibility, you need to have a kind of a 50-50 balance, because if it's all just BS, people are going to leave that are serious. And if you have all good stuff, they'll say this is just like arm wrestling discussion. So it's got to be that balance. And that's why you want to bring in guys like Grant and Evan and people who can shake things up, but also have the seriousness aspect to it too. Otherwise you lose people on both sides.
How much time and energy do you put into this page? Let's say a week.
Yeah, right now I'll just create posts. I have a goal. I'll create 3 or 4 posts a day, and someone wants me to piss people off. I'll be like, what can I say that's just absurd, that's going to get traction and get people to debate? To answer your question, I say a couple hours a day, and then I'll spend money on silly ads and stuff and things. So I got another one coming pretty soon, probably tomorrow. That'll be coming out on 1,500 members. When we hit 1,500 members, you can see a chick in a bathing suit, and some other things. So I got to do things.
A chick in a bathing, like you're going to get a model to model.
So I don't know if you guys saw the one at 1,000 members we had, where I had a girl thinking, hey, we got a little speech. We had 1,000 members. So I went back to her and said, if I give you a little extra money, will you do something in a bathing suit for me? And I gave her a script. So she's going to say that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the picture as a teaser and say, we're 250 members away from 1,500. So when you guys hit 1,500, she'll release the video in her bathing suit, and just to kind of keep momentum and people excited.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. This is a serious question. Since you're going through the trouble to get a girl in the bathing suit, how much would it be to get her to say, I want my ARMTV, if I gave you additional money?
Oh, easy.
So I can have my own. Yeah. I want my ARMTV
$10. You can even give the script. You can give the script. You can tell me what you like, and we can go out and source somebody.
Let's worry. Uncle John, you want some of this? You want some of that? You want to get a 3-way?
Not at all. Not at all.
What? You don't want any bikini?
What about women in bikinis represents Uncle John's arm wrestling show?
Uncle John, how much for you in a bikini to say something on my site?
That's expensive. Let's talk.
Okay. After. You can be bought. You can be paid off for that.
All right.
I'm much like Travis Bagent when it comes to money.
You're above a girl in a bikini. Okay.
Did you guys see the Travis Bagent comment today? That was good for arm wrestling and discussion, or excuse me, uncensored. Did you guys see him on Paul Italia's page?
I did not.
Comment? Oh, it's a good. Paul Italia posted a video maybe a couple hours ago that said, "Big shout out to arm wrestling uncensored." And then Travis said, "F you guys, I'm not watching that BS page. I left." And then it's pretty funny. I don't know if you guys saw it or not.
Yeah. I'll go check it out. Well, since you're here, we didn't get your opinions on this Devon Larratt boxing.
That's here, yeah. So for me, I was MMA way before arm wrestling. That's kind of where I've been like 10 years before. So, I'm going to probably go against the grain and say, I don't know Devon like you guys do. I've heard all the talk about special forces, and I don't know how long ago that was. Some people told me 6-7 years ago. Is Devon in shape for fighting? That's another question mark. I don't know, but I would say a bigger guy who's been training for 2 years has a chance to upset or maybe even be the favorite in this match. So I think that it's probably close odds, but I think it's Devon's a big question mark to me because I don't know his status and what he's been doing the last couple of years related to fighting, cardio, etc.
So you want to put some money on that if you got Thor as a favorite or what?
Yeah, I bet on chance against Brzezinski and lost, so we could probably do that bet again. I could do another.
I'm terrible at betting, but I mean, my odds are at least better for return if we bet privately instead of on Stake Kings.
Yeah, definitely. If you want to, we can post it on publicly so everyone can see it, and then just put a number up there.
How big of a bet we talking?
We're not talking big money, just to make it fun. What do you want? $50, $100?
American, that's like fucking $6,000 Canadian. That's
a lot of beers. That's a lot of 6-packs too, right? So
yeah, 6-packs. Who the fuck kick this guy out?
30 packs. 30 packs.
30
packs. Excuse me. 30 packs.
Like, there's not a guy on this show with a fucking 6-pack, and I only buy 24s. So get the fuck out of here with that.
Come on now. Here we go. Okay. Well, you make the bet. You tell me what bet you want, and I'll say yes as long as I'm under $100.
I want all of your money though. Like I want all of it.
All of it, okay. Well, $100 would be a fair bet then if you want to take that. But we have to post it publicly.
Like if you've got $113, I want all of your fucking money.
I'm assuming you're betting Devon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we can take that bet. We can make it official right now if you want. $100 officially right now.
I don't want $100. I want all of your money. You're not listening.
How much money do you have?
Well, that's just
how much do you have?
That's not just good.
I don't bet my money. I don't have any money, but I got a buddy that I'll bet all his money.
Okay, well that's fair.
Okay, I don't mean to.
Something. Speaking of money, we've got some super chats. Mark Mayer for $4.99 says, "Has anyone ever seen Devon throw hands? I believe Evan, you've almost been killed by Devon, have you not?"
Am I allowed to tell that story right now, or what?
Probably not, but.
Wait, hold on. Finish the super chats,
and then we'll readdress this maybe.
Finish the super chats.
Maybe I will.
White Wolf $2 super chat says, "I lost count of how many bushes Evans cracked."
12 while on air.
Yeah.
12 while on air. David Tomes, $5 super chat. Thank you guys so much. Devon versus Half Thor is a friggin' really amazing thing. This is actually going to happen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is. And finally, we've got Tanya Burgoyne for $6.99 says Evan isn't even good.
At what?
Anything.
Tanya,
oh.
Go fucking move out. Find a new place to live. What the fuck is wrong with you? Man,
okay.
Have you ever had a fucking kid? I think she's like 20-ish something. And she just won't fucking move out. She just keeps posting stupid shit like this and trolling. Now, how mad can I get at my kid trolling me?
Right. I mean, she sounds like she's got a pretty good head on her shoulders from here.
Like, you grow up, you learn what you see. It's really my fault she's trolling me at this point. But fuck's sakes, get out. Get out.
Hey,
now,
go
back to your fucking room. You're grounded. Go away.
I love you.
Yeah, I love you too. Go.
I got something for this is for Jamie Sheldon. One time he was going to a tournament in Nevada, Leonard Denise tournament, and I couldn't go, so he agreed to film for me, and he surprised me with this footage. I have to share it.
Why? I'll let you answer that. And I'll never forget this because I really screwed it up on like national news or CNN or something. So I'm a highly decorated veteran of the United States Air Force.
How is this? Oh, it's Jamie.
It's true. It's true.
This is Air Force Amy.
from the Air Force. I went down.
Oh
to,
wait, where's my?
a house of the ill repute.
Okay.
Was that a girl that Jamie was dating?
Okay, watch. Wait for it.
You know me? Of course, Amy. The Bunny Ranch. You know what I need? Besides that, I need my ARMTV. Give it to me. I want my ARMTV.
Dude, he was on Southwest Airlines. Jamie Sheldon was talking to the stewardess lady. He's like, hey, can I talk to the peeps? So he got on the thing. He's like, hey, we're filming for this website. You know, this was before YouTube. And he got the entire plane to say, I want my ARMTV. That's pretty impressive. Uh-oh. What happened?
What happened?
Uh-oh.
Mizelle Jador says, is this a porno? Because it did look like the beginning of a porno.
That sounded like the beginning of Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
That was Air Force Amy. She's a famous, girl from the House of Ill Repute in Las Vegas. Guess on the Air Force Amy? She's
Never heard of her.
Wow, you guys are too young. People travel all over the world to go to Vegas to get laid, with the famous
Air Force Amy.
Air Force
How many
Amy.
dudes do you think has banged that chick?
Oh, probably a lot, bro.
Like, how many? Give me a number.
Dude, they had a TV show at one time where, they became famous because the TV show was not X-rated, but they became famous for the TV show. And then people would travel to meet the actresses.
And
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Random admin with a $5 super chat says, grade A promo. Oh, yeah. What year was that? Like 2009?
Oh, damn. I clicked away. I don't know, 6 or 7. I think it was early. I didn't like missing those tournaments. It really pained me to send someone else with a camera. So I didn't miss too many. But Jamie was a hero and Harold. Jamie and Harold, they both were helping out. All right, guys, we're going to close the show. Thank you very much for all of you. And I suppose we're going to one more thing. It's as if Devon Larratt continues to go on and do, crazy promo stuff, even if it's not arm wrestling, we would probably still talk about it. Right. I mean, for anyone says like, oh, this isn't arm wrestling. Like, I don't care what Devon Larratt could do anything and we'll probably have a show about it. Right.
Yeah. Cause he's the dude. He's the man.
Yeah. Forever.
If you
your YouTube presence, I get it.
I'll say if you guys look at all the posts now in the last 24 hours,
every time.
What's that, DJ?
I'll say if you guys look at all the posts of the last 24 hours, I'll bet you 70% now are related to something about this fight with Devon. That's all people are talking about now. So it's going to be a huge, huge thing no matter what. So it's great promo for him, for the sport, everything. It's awesome.
And Uncle John, I was listening to, I think one of your streams. I think it was you had Neil Pickup, and you guys were talking about 2018 on YouTube. Like right now, on any given day, I can go on YouTube and some channels doing something. And you guys were saying even as of 2018, none of that.
I lost you. I don't know what you're talking about exactly.
Like all the talking heads, arm wrestling talk content. It's like swirling with content in 2021. And you guys were saying in 2018 that it was like, I wasn't around.
It was a lot less. I mean, there's being in YouTube now for 2 years, I've seen entire channels rise and fall at this point. Like every year as a YouTuber is like 7 years of normal human function, because everything is like on hyper speed and it comes and goes and changes. And Arm Wrestling Uncensored in a month, it might be amazing. It might be this huge thing. And otherwise it might be dead. And we don't even remember that it ever existed. Like that's the pace at which we are evolving in arm wrestling.
How much more content would you say there is now on YouTube today versus 2 or 3 years ago? Like
50 times as much.
Wow,
I don't
that's
know.
crazy. And if Evan's gonna keep posting content, I mean,
dude, I'm to the point where I'm making content about the content on social media, right?
Oh, dude, that's gonna
My
get crazy.
content isn't even arm wrestling content. My content's mostly just like me being awesome.
It's true.
Oh, maybe I should make a video about your content, making content. Like we just
we kind of already went down that path with Bowen because Bowen got you happy.
Oh yeah.
Made the review video of the review video.
Yeah. That's right. We already
definitely
did that.
ate all the jerky. That was the last piece.
I just seen you eating it. And
Also,
because I wanted to.
Now that you came down and brought up that I'm eating this jerky, Gary Roberts, you fucked up, and I am so happy. This jerky is amazing. Also, you know what else pisses me off about my kid? I'm trying to do this YouTube thing, right? So we make some fucking videos, and now a lot of people aren't a fan of my flavor. Whatever. Somebody posted something stupid. Like, this is the kind of guy that beats his wife and kids.
I
mean, so what does my kid do? She gets on, finds a comment, and replies to it. As his kid, I can contest to this. He definitely does. What the fuck?
Evan strikes me as the type of guy who gets beat by his children.
Well, okay, let's take this a step further. Evan, if you were to branch off from arm wrestling and just created a channel where you posted videos of you just smacking your kids around on YouTube, you probably would go viral in today's PC culture. They'd be like,
"Who is this?" Videos of me drinking and beating my kids.
Yeah,
especially this one. Man, seriously, fuck this one.
Hey, we got one more super chat. Mark,
this would not have happened.
Gary, I don't think my question was more interesting than Air Force Amy. I missed it. I don't know.
Evan was about to tell it. Yeah, I didn't see your question. But Evan, you were about to tell us when Devon almost killed you.
Well, well, which time? Because that's happened more than once.
Really?
Yeah.
Like accidentally or serious?
When you say accidentally, you mean like on his end or mine? I may have provoked him.
Can I give you a story real quick before your story? You guys were talking about Tom Nelson the other night. I was at a bar once. Our tournament was over, and Tom Nelson was getting into he was getting into a little argument with somebody, and I just happened to be coming on to Tom Nelson. I was like, hey, bro, and I tapped him on the shoulder, and he was so fired up, and he thought I was one of the guys that he was talking to, and he turned around, and in like 2 seconds, he had me in like a chokehold, and he's like, "What?" But he didn't realize it was me, and I was like, I thought he really was gonna hurt me, and it was like a fraction of a second. I was like, this guy is so strong. I couldn't believe how strong he like manhandled me. I was like, damn. That day, I was like, oh shit, this Tom Nelson's scary. I would never mess with that guy. So being accidentally harmed by an arm wrestler is 100% something that I've experienced. Anyways, tell me your story.
Me?
Yeah.
I would like to, except I'm kind of sidetracked on waiting for this show to be over so I can beat my kid.
Wait. Okay, now you've talked about your kid so much. Can I see what your kid looks like? I have no idea.
No.
We can't get a little shot?
Gary, stop being a creep.
How old? How old are we talking here?
Like fucking 23, Gary. Stop being a fucking creep.
And
like seriously, it's getting weird now.
Still living it.
No, it's getting fucking weird.
I need context for scenarios. When you said my kid hasn't moved out yet, I didn't know if you were talking about an 18-year-old or a 40-year-old. Like,
there you go.
Well, I think you have a great relationship with her. This fun banter back and forth, smack talk.
Yeah, no, right. I hate him.
Until the camera turns off.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I'm gonna beat her.
Okay, tell me the story. Come on, then we get off the show. And you can beat your kid.
So you want me to tell you the story about me beating my kid? Like the worst time? So look, over the years of parenting, I've had lots of different views. Like, what should I do? What's going to be the most effective way? Should I like beat them a little every day? Or just like one savage beating once in a while so that they understand that I'm serious?
Well, here's the real question. Evan, this is the only question that matters. Have you ever broken your child's arm?
No, Gary's broken kids' arms.
I know. So,
right. So Gary's definitely a
injury
worse person than me. I mean, I only just like lightly beat them every day or savagely beat them once in a while. I tried an experiment where I savagely beat them every day, but they got worse. So we went away from that one and we don't do that anymore. You know what else? When we're talking about savagely beating somebody, Tiny, are you getting that match with Christian or what?
I was waiting for you to bring that up.
I mean, Devon's boxing Thor. You got to get Tiny, or you got to get Christian, whatever that fucking man. I actually like almost everybody in arm wrestling. There's two guys I dislike in this whole
tell you
sport.
how many times I've heard.
One is Christian Gilbert. One is Gary Roberts. That's it. Like, that's my whole list of people I actually dislike. So what's going on with you and Christian? Is like he just not interested or what?
I don't know. I think maybe he thought it was a joke.
Jason, hey, so word to the wise, in the future, never let the truth get in the way of a good story. I set you up. You could have slam dunked that shit. You fucked it up.
I fucked it up?
Yeah,
this
you fucked
is his
it up.
first time. This is his first time, Evan. You gotta give him room to
Tiny,
breathe.
you definitely should have lied. Had you went off on a rant about how much of a bitch that dude is, you would have got some subscribers out of this.
Oh, just now you mean?
Yeah, you should have.
Okay.
You know,
Evan, you messed up. You messed up. You took too long to tell the story, and then you brought up you and Uncle John brought up kid's broken arm. So now
Gary, did I mess up, or did I just stall enough time so that you finally clued in that I'm not going to tell this fucking story on your channel?
You don't want to give me good content. All right, fine.
Look, I gave you the fucking Todd Hutchings announcement, and you didn't even ask any of the pros on the channel's opinion. You just fucking fucked it all up. I should have saved this fucking announcement for Tiny for Uncle John's. Gary, I thought I was doing you a favor so we could get over you being an asshole to me all the time, and you didn't do it. You didn't take it. You just like ruined everything, Gary.
That kid's elbow.
Yeah, you ruined that too.
So I got sidetracked.
Everything, Gary. What the fuck, man?
I got sidetracked because I thought the format was cool.
And then we got into other conversations.
And then so I wasn't necessarily the one. Listen, I told you earlier, I'm not the greatest host.
Right. And when I told you to shut the fuck up, I'm taking over for a minute so my boy can announce this and we can properly fucking discuss.
What is
you
Uncle
cut
John?
me off and you fucked it all up, Gary.
What does Uncle John think of Rick and Curtis versus Todd?
I think it's wild, man. I think it's wild. I really like it.
Like Todd has no chance, or it's like they have no chance, or it's like it's interesting. What do you think?
Look, I severely underestimated Pork Chop against Ian.
Yeah.
So
you're not alone, buddy.
Yeah.
Like he's outrageous. Like he appears to be outrageously strong.
It's ridiculous.
I had no idea. Look,
it's insane.
I just pulled Curtis on Sunday.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah. 2 weeks after all of this big prep, and everything he did to get ready was right hand.
Yeah.
His left hand was just party arm, right?
It's
and 2 weeks after that, I don't want to toot my own horn. Well, I mean, I would if I could reach, but I like my ribs, so we're going to keep them. But I can't move that dude anywhere.
Yeah.
I hit 3 seconds early, and he got fouled for an early start because when I hit, it didn't move, but he felt my surge, so he went, and he got fouled out of the match. So I won a match against a dude that was like, what, 8 times too fucking strong for me?
Yeah.
The dude is fucking ridiculous with his shit arm that he doesn't even use.
Yeah.
Okay, my opinion is I think this format's awesome. I'm kind of thinking you need more matches or a third guy. That's my opinion right off the.
What do you mean a third guy?
I think it'd take 3 guys or more.
Todd?
Yeah. He's so good.
Do you know Rick at all?
I do know Rick, but I know
Tag
Rick.
me in.
Is
If
Rick
you're looking for a third guy, I'm your third guy.
Is Rick Heidelberg? How does he compare to what?
I will
when
break
he was?
Todd Hutchings' arm if I get only the 5th match.
I think that's really fun and that's cool, and it'll be fun to watch no matter what happens.
What were you asking about Rick?
I remember him from back. I knew him in 2008, 9, 10 range.
You knew 400-pound Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not 400 pounds anymore.
No, he's like 285 now. Like leaned out.
Wow.
But so when he first leaned out, he appeared to be relatively weak, and it appears he's found his strength again as he's gotten used to his new weight. I don't know if like Evan said, the old 400-pound Rick used to feel like a tree falling on your arm. I can't attest to that, but Rick feels pretty awesome, and his top roll technique is pretty amazing. It's pretty perfect. So
congrats to him. Hey, Uncle John, I got to put the kid down to bed real quick. Can you read Spencer Doucette's super chat? I'll be back in a minute.
All right, we got a couple super chats here. Spencer Doucette says,
Hey, hold on, Evan. No matter how much
you got a kid to put down, we don't want to hear your shit. You're busy. You know what? We're actually going to have a good conversation. Finally, without you fucking interrupting, but you have to interrupt one more fucking time because you can't fucking help yourself.
I had to interrupt because I actually enjoy you. I do enjoy. I must be a masochist. I enjoy being beaten verbally.
After all that, it was to tell you how much he likes you.
Holy smokes. Spencer Doucette, $2 super chat says, Jason's content is better than Gary's content. Oh, Lord.
I'm glad he's not wrong. Before that got read out.
David Tomes, $5 super chat says, just a tiny beating for the day or a big one to last for the week?
That was the question.
I tried both.
Yeah.
Did you find there was a difference?
Well, I mean, the big beating was much more satisfying personally.
Right.
But I really missed the daily beatings part, you know?
What kind of beating are we talking about?
Well, I mean, from savage to not savage.
Ridiculous. Mark Meyer says, $4.99 super chat. Uncle John, do you have a Devon fight story? No, I do not. I have never fought with Devon because I'm not an insane person like Evan is. And
what the fuck, man?
You are an insane person. You have given Devon Larratt a reason to come close to ending your life.
Ish. Look, he was out of line, okay? He was out of line.
Yes, I believe
I have crossed way further fucking boundaries with him and everybody else and never been close to dying. And then all of a sudden one day he just like, that's it, you're fucked. I'm like, okay, well, my bad. Oh, sorry, 3 times. It's happened 3 times. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that's like a pretty good world record. Ain't nobody ever had Devon seriously wanting to kill him and still here to tell you about it after 3 times.
Right. Oh my God.
You know what? We're going to save those stories for your channel, Uncle John.
I like that. I like that idea. Jason, so you got Toddzilla coming in. This is in November. Do you have any other big events that you're doing? You just did the sledge thing. Do you have anything else?
I've got some it's all a little bit like, you know, bid dependent. But like as far as restrictions and stuff, but I'm trying to figure out getting things back in bars and stuff. So I'd like to try to just get some regular super matches, but nothing big. Like the November thing's the biggest thing for sure. I'm going to do another round robin like that, maybe in December or something, because that really worked out pretty cool. It was a really fun setup the way we had it.
I'm your boy for that, man. I'm coming in. I'm fucking that shit up.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. It was a really cool setup. So
nice.
But yeah, just I'm just gonna try to keep doing as much as possible, and about once a month or every 5-6 weeks, try to do something, whether it's super matches or tournament.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's really cool that you guys are able to do that out there. We still haven't had much movement here. We got a thing coming up in October for Battle of the Atlantic. But other than that, we haven't really had a whole lot of.
It's so hard to do anything big. Even the Todzilla thing, like obviously something could fuck that up. It's it is obviously a little restriction. It's restriction dependent. So I'm hopeful that everything's going to stay in line. But everybody's agreed. Everything's like getting booked. Everything seems to be in line. So, but with the way things are right now, it's so hard to plan anything. But the last like little bit, it seems like things are staying open actually. So hopefully things are going to keep going that direction.
John, you should have Tiny onto your show and talk about his greater plan for what he wants on this sport. Because you could do an entire show on just Tiny's visions.
Wow.
That's quite a statement. Thank you, Evan.
Wow. Hey,
I did see this handshake, the handshake grip. I'm interested.
Oh yeah, that was just for. I mean, we did on Saturday, John. We did over 200 matches plus the super matches in about 5 hours with 2 tables.
And what? 10 of them actually went to grip.
What do you mean?
Like 10 people actually just took their grip and sat down.
Yeah, there weren't many that actually followed that handshake grip. But the point was, it was.
I tried every time.
No, I know, but it was just a way to enforce efficiency, and yeah, everything basically went to the wall set grip. But it was like, okay, the only reason a lot of people don't like the wall set grip is because the ref has to get involved in getting the grip. So we tried to figure out what's a way you could get a fair grip without, because all the fucking around in the grip, as much as I understand how it's part of playing your teammate and exhausting and feeling each other out and all that stuff, and I can see how people want it to be a part of arm wrestling, I feel like it really does ruin the spectator part of it, because if you don't understand what's going on, and you really have to understand arm wrestling to know what the fuck they're fighting for when they're fighting for shit, it just looks stupid, and it takes up so much time of the match that I find that that's a huge part of what makes things boring. So it was just part of efficiency. How can we get the matches out so well? But also, as Evan talking about, the kind of bigger vision I have is part of bridging that gap between spectator and arm wrestling, where it's not just arm wrestling for arm wrestlers, but arm wrestling for people who, like that kid that was on here earlier, who doesn't really have an interest in arm wrestling because it hurt his elbows, but he finds it a cool sport and wants to watch it.
Yeah.
So I think there's, things you could do with the sport to kind of make it more like other spectator sports that might, make it easier and more fun to watch without.
Well, that's like the key, right?
Because I don't want to make it like WWF. That's kind of maybe where Wall might go a little bit, not too far that way, but people might not like it because they think it's too much like wrestling as opposed to like.
Right. Now, Tiny, you may not like that, but I promise you, if I would have been able to get one of my teammates to hit Curtis in the back of the head with a steel chair, that match would have got a fuck of a lot easier for me. So say what you want. But WWF is on to something. And Uncle John,
yes, sir.
You would both love and hate this handshake grip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you would immediately be able to fuck people in that handshake grip. Just a guy that's like smooth and finesse-like, that's got those abilities, that's been around long enough to know what's up.
Yeah.
Can take very subtle advantages and have that other guy still feel comfortable.
Yeah, I'm interested.
You're going to hate it because you can't just bleed that motherfucker in the setup either.
Yeah.
Well, what's the deal? Is it you get your grip and then ready to go, or what are you waiting for?
So when you get your grip,
you haven't seen the video, and Jason, trust me, I'm doing you a favor here.
Yeah, you do it.
Don't explain this on here.
Yeah.
Have everybody go to your channel and watch the video explaining those rules.
Yeah.
So you give a very detailed explanation to it that we can get there, get the grip according to those rules, and we don't need a ref to set our grip anymore.
Yeah, basically, John, just
very comfortable grip. Very quickly, when your arms are up here and your elbows come to the table, and that ref just says go. It's awesome.
Basically, because I agree, go watch the video. But yeah, once you've got the grip, if the ref can't see knuckles, then he calls a set grip. And other than that, as long as he can see knuckles, then he'll just check wrists, center of the table, shoulders, ready, go.
And what's the rule on like thumb shenanigans, right?
So the idea, the way we say in the video, which didn't really play out in the tournament because it's the first time we've done it, if there's any movement in the hand position, it should just go right to a ref's grip. Like once you've touched the pad, your hand should not move other than like straighten your wrist, center a table, move your shoulders. But if there's any movement in the hands, like you adjust your grip at all, if the ref can see that happen, it should just go to ref's grip. And if you become uncomfortable, all you have to do is open your hand, and then the ref calls set grip. And the set grip isn't like a WAF ref grip where you get a foul for like almost nothing. It's like a WAL set grip, close your thumbs, close your hands with a little bit more play.
Okay. Yeah, it's not a ref's grip, it's a set grip, which there is a difference to, and you guys have covered that on your show before, John.
Yeah.
But as a ref for that tournament, and this being a new format to try out, I tried to allow as much leeway as I could to allow those guys to actually have their grip and still stay within the rules set out in their video. So if anybody ever opened their hand to re-grip, right to a set grip. If somebody didn't close their hand at all, right to a set grip. But if both guys grabbed each other's hands and brought their elbows down to the pad, if their wrists were turned or their thumb knuckle was covering, I would bring them to the center, turn it around, spread their thumbs, and yell, go. And I could do this within 2 seconds, literally. And if anybody did not agree to what I'm telling them to do, I give them a command. Bring it to the center this way. If they fought me, right to the set grip.
Yeah.
And is it set grip if knuckles are covered at the set grip, or it's a foul?
Yeah. If knuckles are covered, everything else follows suit, and they set their arm down, but one guy's got a knuckle covered, I will put my hand in the center, say, bring your hand down, get off his knuckle. Either they get off the knuckle and I yell, go, or they don't get off the knuckle and, okay, open your hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the two. But it's very, very quick. We got through a lot of matches in a short period of time. There was 15 matches in each pool.
Yeah.
And there's 2 pools for each weight class. And there's 4 weight classes. So 8 pools, 15 matches is what, 160 matches.
It works out to 240 in total, but not every class was totally full. So it was, like I said, a little over 200 matches. And then
that left-handed class that you ran in one
is still 28.
Ended up actually raising the total number of matches up.
No, it's 28. An 8-man round robin works out to 28 matches total.
I thought it was 9.
It's 28 total matches in an 8-man round robin.
Right. But there was 9 in the left-handed, wasn't there?
8. It was 8.
I thought I went 8-1 or 8-0, and Curtis was 7-1.
No, you went 7-0, and Curtis went 6-1.
All right. My bad.
No worries.
I thought it added a few, not.
Yeah. That's why I break it at 8 the way I set it up, because once you go to 9, it becomes, I forget, it's like 45 or something, like, because every time you add a person in a round robin, it goes up exponentially, right? So. Yeah,
that's drastic. Fuck's sakes, Gary's back. Okay, we gotta go, boys.
We got David Tomes, $5 super chat, says, have a great evening, everyone. Devon versus Half Thor will be awesome. Okay. Yeah, so to wrap that conversation up, I'm probably just going to go to the set grip every single time.
Yeah, but I agree with Evan. I think if you're savvy enough, you know how to make your opponent feel fully comfortable and still get that bit of his thumb that you want, or a little bit of your hand into his finger. Like Evan was able to do it pretty good, where he was able to get his low hand like into people's fingers.
But how long are we going to be able to do that for, right? Like if this becomes the common thing.
If they close their hand, you're good.
But John, sorry.
Okay. If you're against people that are like low-end pros, you will be able to just smash through wins when people are just taking their grip and you go, because you will be able to completely abolish everything they want to do in that very short time period where you grab your hand, lift it up, bring it down. You will dominate that against 90% of the people you were pulling with. Now, there's no way that you and I would ever grab our hands and set it down and allow a ref to say go.
Right.
One of us is going to be extremely unhappy.
Yeah.
And we saw that a lot. But the opportunity to just get that grip real quick and still fuck them is pretty sweet.
All right. Well, I'm interested in trying it out for sure. Sounds interesting.
The next time you go fuck up Newfoundland, do it that way and you get 75 wins.
There you go.
That's it.
just check out the video and then try to practice and see how you like it. I mean, even when I showed Devon, he was like, "Fuck, that's a really fair grip. I hate it." and that's kind of the thing. I think that, you know, in the end, that's really what I think most of us want. Is
Mazel still in the chat?
Oh yeah, he's holding it down.
Well, then plug Table Monkeys one more time, because those dudes are awesome.
Thank you.
I agree.
Appreciate
awesome stuff. Awesome content.
Much appreciated.
Uncle John and the Table Monkeys are like the only two channels I actually watch all the videos from.
I appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
I try not to watch anything that Gary is talking in.
I appreciate you, Evan. I want to see what we got you up with. Hey, what was the date again on the Devon Hathor match?
September 18th.
Yeah.
Oh snap! I'm gonna be in Switzerland, so I'll be on 806. We got you up. Watch party. Can we do another watch party again?
Of course.
Yeah.
What is a watch party?
If I have to explain it to you, you're
Gary. I don't want you to explain anything to me. I don't want you talking to me. But Uncle John or Tiny can.
Watch party. We watch the event, but we don't stream the event. So other people who are watching the event can watch along and get the commentary instead of, you know, because arm wrestling people aren't necessarily going to give a shit about
on this conversation just like this, except my TV right there.
Yes.
Has the event
yes.
on.
Yeah.
Yes.
We don't care about the boxing.
You're not actually streaming a pay-per-view event live on your YouTube channel, because that would be bad, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
We're not doing that. We're just bullshitting what we see. It's fun. It's kind of it's like having a Super Bowl party, but no one's at your house, but you're still having the party.
Yeah, and it's super fun for us because half the people say, "You're streaming this live. This is illegal," and then the other half of the people say, "You're not streaming it live. I hate you. I want it for free."
Yeah.
Really cool.
Now, I believe this is going to be so big. So many people are going to be still trying to cheat, and it's like the problem is as Devon Larratt brings more exposure to the world, the people who don't know about arm wrestling care even less about whose rights are. And so when random new people come in, they'll just rebroadcast it or repost it, and it's like I don't know if you can win that war when you have people who don't even know the community. It's crazy. Jason, thanks for coming on the show. Evan, pleasure as always. Uncle John, huge fan of yours. Such a fan of yours. I watched your channel before I looked up anything with Devon and
Amazing.
Mountain.
Amazing.
That's how much I care about you, sir.
And rightly so.
All right. All right. Everyone in the chat, Mazel, thank you as always for your contribution to our moderation team, the number one moderation team on the internet.
Did I get that last one? David Tome says, have a great, I think I already read that, right? I think we got everybody this week as far as super chats go.
All right.
Read it again if you're not sure.
David Tomes says for $5, says, have a great evening, everyone. Devon versus Hathor will be awesome. I agree 100%. It is going to be awesome.
You definitely read that before. But if we can stretch this video out 30 more seconds without Gary talking, I'm good with it.
Okay, we will do that. What I want to know for 30 seconds is if Hathor showed up at IFA heavyweights, does he win a match?
Not even
no.
No, not at the IFA heavyweights.
Not even close.
No.
Not even close.
I mean,
what about
it's IFA? Like you can get some. They don't have.
You don't have to qualify.
Processes. It's not like if you don't finish top 2 in Canada, you can't go. They're letting anybody that goes to nationals in Canada go. Yes, he could win a match, but not against anybody that's any good.
Yeah.
Can he show up at a nationals or the Europeans and win a match?
Yes, he's not going to medal though.
Yeah, that's why I was just trying to get a.
I mean, anybody can show up to nationals and just compete though.
Yeah.
Right. Like
right. What I'm saying when I look at him, he's an impressive looking human. But that doesn't mean he'd be good at arm wrestling.
Right. Now, you give that dude 3 years arm wrestling, and he's going to show up and he's going to podium like wherever the fuck he wants.
Yeah. The thing about strong guys is they don't always, worry about the hands. In
It's
arm
not
wrestling,
just a strong guy. This is a 6'10", 350 pound, 400 pound, strongest guy who's ever lived.
Right.
It's not the same as just a strong guy.
I know. I'm sorry. My bad. Again, I'm naive and stupid and the worst host on an arm wrestling channel.
Gary.
Yes.
I don't like you.